It begins in backyards and on rec fields everywhere.
I remember 5th grade watching the Border Bowl, come to the Border Bowl, watching them play. I mean, this is a dream come true to me.
4 years, hundreds of hours of practice, thousands of hours in the weight room, and countless football Friday night memories later, it all comes down to this.
Jaquan Harris, 80 yards, touchdown!
It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, playing under Friday Night Lights.
Today, 83 players from cities and towns across the CSRA will play their final high school football game. The top seniors from Georgia and South Carolina chosen to represent their school and their state one more time.
It's my last one, but just being out there, being a part of the environment and all that is a great feeling to me.
It's always fun to get to see the kids. You know, other than seeing them as on the opposite side of the field, you get to see them up close and get to know them a little bit personally.
When you create a brotherhood, you're going to miss that.
Border Bowl 7.
It feels good to be one of the best.
I don't like to lose. So whatever I can do with my ability to do, I do. And make sure that we don't lose.
The battle for the panel is on.
Live from Lucy C. Laney Memorial Stadium, it's Border Bowl 7, presented by McDonald's, Stars and Stripes, Mercedes-Benz of Augusta, and Johansson Sporting Goods.
Our man John Hart always does a great job setting the table for us. We'll be joined by he and Ashley Brown in a moment. I'm Brendan Robertson alongside Colin, Cody, and welcome in to Border Bowl 7, presented by WJBF Sports. We're at Lucy C. Laney Stadium in downtown Augusta, Colin. The rain just starting to come down, but we've got 84 of the best senior high school football players from the CSRA, 40 of the best cheerleaders, and 2 tremendous coaching staffs who have volunteered their time this week to get these teams ready for what we expect will be another epic battle between Team South Carolina and Team Georgia. And Colin, a chance for people in the stands and you at home to watch some players that maybe you didn't get to see that we certainly saw plenty of this high school football season.
Exactly, Brendan. Like, salute us, Noah Bell, who won a state championship. And on the Georgia side, we even have Simeon Barrow, a Michigan State commit, and Rich Johnson, a Notre Dame lacrosse player that's going to be headed up there in next fall. So it's going to be a great, exciting game. Hopefully this rain and weather can hold off and we can have a good show out.
That's right, tons of talent, and Craig Pender, Noah Bell, good buddies. They played each other for a state championship. Just some of the dynamics that we'll see here at Border Bowl. You'll get the call from John Hart and Ashley Brown. We're joined by them in the booth.
All right, B-Robs and Collins, try to stay dry down there on the field. AB, I was reading this week how the NHL is having trouble getting its players to play in the All-Star game. This is not the NHL All-Star game. This is not the Pro Bowl, the MLB All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game. These players want to be here, and they care about this game.
Absolutely. It's something they look forward to. You heard, I love the open with Samuel Hill from Burke County saying, I was here as a 5th grader watching Border Bowl 1, and he said to be out here and playing is amazing. And that's right, these kids look forward to it all year. They keep up with it. They know, when the selections are coming out, and it's just going to be, we've had so many close matchups that I don't have any doubt this one's going to be close. One of the players that Colin, Cody mentioned was Noah Bell. Can't wait to see him. 153 career touchdowns, third most in South Carolina history, and also their outstanding linebacker is one of the team captains, Deshaun Watson. He is amazing, 174 tackles this year. Those are kind of 2 of the guys I want to watch.
All right, take you down to the field for the coin toss, brought to you by our Border Bowl charity, Ronald McDonald House.
And then one on college. Y'all ain't in college yet. So they should wear them uniforms properly. I don't need to see no knees, no thighs, no stomachs. Play football and have fun, all right? So who the home team today? All right. Visitors, y'all get an opportunity to call it to toss. You have an option to, okay, come on. You want heads or tails? Tails. That is a tails. You have one to toss. You have the option to kick the ball, receive the ball, defend the goal, or defer your choice to the second half. Defer to the second half. South Carolina wins the toss, elects to defer. I take it you want the ball, correct? All right, which way do y'all want to kick it? Y'all put y'all back that way, gentlemen. Y'all put y'all back this way. Georgia will be receiving. All right, gentlemen, shake hands, bring your teams out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I see it. I heard.
As the captains return to the locker room,
Oh, not that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's our referee for today. Dominic Eubanks officiating the coin toss for us today. Set team South Carolina wins the toss to first to the second half. Team Georgia will have the ball first. And time now to bring in the fifth broadcaster, member of our broadcast crew today, Matt Lane, with our first Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt.
Thank you, John. That's right, here on the field, getting ready for today's Border Bowl. A lot to look forward to for Team South Carolina. Some good running backs they have in the stable. Maybe with this weather, we see a little bit of that in today's game. And then Deshaun Watson for Georgia. We'll see what he's able to do if South Carolina is able to stop him. But until then, we're going to check on this weather really quick with our friends back at the station at WJBF. We're going to go to them and see the forecast for today's game.
And cloudy conditions are going to continue for the rest of Saturday. It's going to be a warm one. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 70s for most of the day. As we get towards 1 o'clock, it looks like we'll be in the mid 70s. There is a outside chance for a shower or thunderstorm to pass through because we are so warm right now. But as we get through the evening, we will have chances of showers and thunderstorms going into the overnight. But it looks like we'll be mostly dry for the Border Bowl, but it will be warm and a chance of showers. So enjoy the game and be safe.
All right, Alex, your Border Bowl forecast brought to you by Wallace & Son Outdoor Power Equipment. Right now, the rain is holding off, but it is breezy. Weather could be a factor. The battle for the paddle. Kickoff is next. Team Georgia ready to take the field. Team South Carolina as well. AB, let's get to those 4 keys to the game.
Well, I think for Team South Carolina, I think they need to force Georgia to throw the football. They've got a talented stable of running backs, Gary Hawkins and Leon McGee and company. Make them throw it. And then I think offensively, South Carolina's going to have to deal with the likes of Simeon Barrow. They've got 2 really talented quarterbacks. Give them time to throw the football downfield. There could be some big plays to be made. And on the other side of things, for Georgia, account for Deshaun Watson. The guy had 174 tackles this year. He can disrupt the game single-handedly, the star out of Barnwell. They've got to account for him. And then also, the last couple of years, Team Georgia's had a lot of mistakes early in the game. They've got to limit turnovers, limit mental mistakes with this short amount of time they've had to practice together. And if they do that, they could have a good chance to win this one today.
Team South Carolina takes the field. South Carolina leads the all-time series in the Border Bowl, having won the last 3 matchups, and this is a game that has produced some great and furious finishes, AB.
Oh, yeah, the DeJuan Bell 83-yard touchdown in the closing seconds was a big one for Team South Carolina. They also had a goal line stand where they stopped Team Georgia at the 1-inch line to preserve a victory. So we've had some great ones over the years. We haven't had a quarterback throw it around like I think we might today since Liam Welch was MVP several years ago, where he threw for 4 touchdown passes, the former Aquinas star. I think we might see that with Noah Bell, Craig Pender, and Cade Yeoman, some really good throwing quarterbacks.
And here comes Team Georgia. Team Georgia wearing the red jerseys today. Team South Carolina, Team Georgia, the home team. Team South Carolina in the road whites. And with South Carolina deferring the opening kickoff, Team Georgia will get the ball first. And AB, this is a Team Georgia offense that might remind folks a little bit of the University of Georgia offense. A stable of running backs and some smash-mouth football possibly coming up their way. And as you mentioned, Team South Carolina might want to try to force them to throw the football.
Well, Gary Hawkins will be the starter at running back, and Hawkins this year for Screven County was one of the state's leading rushers. Matter of fact, he led Class AA, almost 1,900 yards rushing for him this year, leading the way for that Screven County Gamecock football team. He also had 23 rushing touchdowns. Then, hey, when he comes out, you got the likes of Leon McGee, who all he was a 4-year contributor at Burke County. That tells you what kind of talent he's got. So, yeah, Team Georgia, no doubt, can run the football. But also, Cade Yeomans from Swainsboro, 24 touchdown passes this year. So, you know, they're not going to just be limited to the ground.
Kirk Smith from Grovetown returns the opening kickoff to the 26-yard line, and that is where Team Georgia will begin. Team Georgia coached by Washington County coach Joel Ingram. And there's your starting lineups for Team Georgia, or Team South Carolina.
That's the Georgia defense, it looks like.
Yeah, Georgia's on offense. We'll get to their defense in just a moment. Yep.
Cade Yeomans, and there's that offense. Cade Yeomans at quarterback, Gary Hawkins the tailback, and keep an eye on Shamarcus Poole. He can play running back, quarterback, receiver. He is out of Washington County, wears number 2, and he could be a dynamic player to watch today. And then that big offensive line, Casey and Hill on the right side and Jabari Brooks on the left side, standout linemen.
And right off the bat, Team South Carolina gives Team Georgia 5 yards, and Gary Hawkins is going to see that and raise it about 16 more straight up the gut. He told us in our interview with him, I cannot be tackled. And a good start for Team Georgia and the Screven County running back Gary Hawkins. 1,800 yards on the ground for him this year, 28 scores.
With his thighs, it's like 2 Ford F-150s coming at you, no doubt. A big kid, and runs hard. And you're right, not one guy's not going to bring him down. It's going to take a host of players.
And
what a luxury.
Up to the 49-yard line. They were a little more success stuffing the middle there that time by the South Carolina defense.
And there's a look at South Carolina's offense. With Craig Pender, will start at quarterback. We'll also see Noah Bell. Matter of fact, the interesting thing, they battled each other in the state championship game this year, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit later in the broadcast.
Cade Yeomans out of the shotgun. The Swainsboro quarterback threw for 2,100 yards this year. And that
was Shamarcus Poole.
Shamarcus Poole on the far side, close to another first down.
Off air, I gave John my 2 sleeper picks for player of the game, and one for Team Georgia, it was Shamarcus Poole. I think you get in the ball in open space, he can make big plays. For Team South Carolina, Dalyon Creech is the guy I think to watch. And again, sleeper, all these guys are stars, but they wouldn't be the first player mentioned, I think, on a lot of people's minds for MVP, but I think you got to watch them.
And Hawkins picks up the first down. It was third and about an inch down to the 32-yard line of Team South Carolina.
He reminds me so much of Craig Ironhead Hayward. That's who he reminds me of. I know people are going to mention Bettis and all the big running backs out there, but Craig Ironhead Hayward is who he reminds me of. And people that don't remember him, his son Cam Hayward is a defensive lineman in the NFL now. Ironhead Hayward was a great back in college at Pitt and the NFL with the Saints most notably.
11-yard pickup for Hawkins. Hawkins has run for more than 3,000 yards combined the last couple of years. Now, a switch up at running back, and that will be A.J. Williams from Aquinas, and he'll pick up another first down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, it's a shame for Aquinas that A.J. Williams got hurt and had to miss some of the season. He is a talented back. He has already got his college choice made. He's going to one of the military academies, and there you see him right there, just good, hard running. And he, again, we still haven't seen Leon McGee. This stable of backs Team Georgia has is pretty special today.
Williams again in the backfield. Here's trying to swing it out to Poole again. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that pass was behind the line of scrimmage.
It was behind the line of scrimmage. They're fortunate it went out of bounds, 2nd and 10. It's not your AB trivia question for today, but I'll give you a while to think about. Do you know what A.J. Williams' real first name is?
Oh, man.
Think about it.
Yeah.
There's some Aquinas folks out there screaming it at their televisions right now.
Yeah, there's our South Carolina defense. And Deshaun Watson, right-hand side, number 3 there, middle to the right of the screen, is the star of that defense, playing middle linebacker.
Second
5-yard penalty.
South Carolina.
Replay it down.
74 tackles this year for Watson. Somebody is going to get them a great football player. He will definitely be playing somewhere. There's no way. You can't be that good for that long in high school and not get an offer. At some point, he will get one. Really talented player.
Yeomans will keep it.
Yeah,
to the 16.
Yeomans with a nice fake to Williams. I'm going to go Addison.
Well, you're close. How about Ashlyn?
Ashlyn, okay.
There you go. A-S-H-L-O-N, A.J. Williams.
Yeah, terrific player.
Hawkins back in at running back now for Team Georgia.
We got a lot of kids from the area that were recruited by Army, Navy, and getting a chance to go play there. And that one's thrown away by Yeomans.
Bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they got away from the run, which had really carried them down the field, and had a couple of pass plays that didn't work out. See what they do here. They're in the position where...
Well, they're going to go field goal. This would be a 45-yard attempt, and as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, the wind has been whipping all morning long here.
Well, they've got a good one to come out and do it, though. Their starting kicker, Maddox Hankinson from Westside High School, made 3 kicks of 42 yards or more this year. He is one of the top soccer players in the country.
I had my yards wrong. It's a 31-yard kick, but still not easy today.
No.
And the wind certainly didn't help them there. So a bend but don't break series to open the game for the South Carolina defense. And now Team South Carolina will take over at the 16-yard line, or the 20-yard line, I should say. And this is the contrasting styles we mentioned, AB, that smash mouth, run the ball offense from Team Georgia. Now we're going to see Team South Carolina, who we expect to air it out with Noah Bell under center, or Craig Pender, I should say. We'll see Noah Bell as well. These two faced each other for the state championship when Saluda knocked off Barnwell for the Tigers' first state championship since 1963. But right now it is the Barnwell quarterback, Craig Pender. 2,400 passing yards, 23 touchdowns this year. He was 28-2 as Barnwell's starter in his career.
Well, he decides to keep the ball there, fake the handoff.
And Georgia.
Ball's down. Georgia might have it.
Ball out. Georgia says they have it.
Yeah, they do.
And they do.
So it looks like Davis recovered the fumble here.
To Darius Davis, Richmond Academy. His twin brother Ladarius also selected for Border Bowl this year. So Team Georgia will take over at the South Carolina 21-yard line. And we have a change at quarterback for Team Georgia.
Yeah, Donovan
Anthony. Another Division I commit, and he goes right to the end zone. Touchdown, Team Georgia. Eshawn Mays, the tight end from Hepzibah.
Yeah, big, strong, athletic tight end, versatile player. And how about that? Donovan Anthony, first play in the game with a long touchdown pass for the Army commit. And nothing fancy, just 3-step drop and threw it to his big tight end. The defender didn't get his head turned around, and Mays catches the touchdown.
Mays, 3 touchdown catches in the regular season, 1 here today. He is a big body, 6'3", 225. And now Hankinson.
It's no good.
Man, it is going to be rough for the kickers out here today. They are going to earn their keep. So Team Georgia strikes first, 6-0. Team South Carolina will try to answer. Border Bowl 7 continues next.
All right, we're back here at Border Bowl 7, and Donovan Anthony can't start the game any better than that. 1 play, 1 touchdown. What'd you see there?
Yes, sir. I just seen my receiver open. They had lift most, so I just took that option and gave it to him. It made it touchdown.
What's it like to try to get chemistry with guys? You're all great players, but you only got a week. What's it like to try to get everything down on one page?
I mean, it's good to know new people and play with new people, so it's really a good experience for everybody so they can get used to everybody, so they can have fun with each other.
Great start for Team Georgia, looking for that win. All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan, and thanks to Donovan Anthony for the time. And I had a chance to meet his family last night at our Border Bowl dinner, and you got a taste of it right there. He is an excitable young man, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch at Army.
Yeah, he's going to Army, A.J. Williams, Army, and we had a lot of other kids being recruited by both Army and Navy, and that's great to see. And he was an early commit for them, and a nice start Rough start for that young man who had a great year kicking the football. Unfortunately, a miss on the field goal attempt and the extra point. But it's 6-0 Georgia.
Stanley Hill, the Strom-Thurmond standout, will set South Carolina up at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, rushed for 12 touchdowns this year. Little in stature, but huge in terms of impact on the game the last couple of years for Strom-Thurmond.
Back down to Matt Lane for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're on the field now with our friend Betsy Robertson from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Augusta. Terrific day for a football game.
This is fantastic weather. Can you believe it's January?
Really can't. I'm surprised I'm still wearing this jacket. But the coolest part about this game, amongst other things, all the ticket sales going to the Ronald McDonald House. For folks that don't know much about Ronald McDonald House, what does that provide for a lot of families here?
Well, basically it pays for their stay. We provide a warm bed to sleep in, private bath, 3 meals a day, and it costs us about $80 a family per night. So all the ticket sales will go to help pay for all of that.
And one of the coolest parts about the game each and every year, actually getting to wear the Ronald McDonald socks, those trademark socks that you see at McDonald's that Ronald McDonald wears. The players actually getting to wear those. Do you get a lot of feedback from that?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible because people say, red and white, what's that? Well, it's McDonald's. It's Ronald the Clown. That's us. That's who we are.
Now, for folks that have not really seen or been down to the facility or really seen you guys a lot, what's the best way for folks to get in touch with y'all? And if they can help out, volunteer in any way?
We would love for them to visit our website, rmhcaugusta.org, and you can find everything you want to know.
Easy enough. We want to thank our friends from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Augusta, Betsy Robertson. Once again, thank you so much for sponsoring Game Night Live.
You're welcome.
Back to you, John.
All right, Matt, we appreciate that. We appreciate all of our sponsors making Game Night Live and Border Bowl possible. And Team South Carolina has made a switch at quarterback. The aforementioned left-hander from Saluda, Noah Bell, with another completion to Keyshawn Williams.
He's 3 for 3.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 and moving the football. First one went to Jay Baker from Strom-Thurmond.
Led Saluda to the state title this year. They beat Barnwell in the final game. And in that final game, John, he accounted for 6 touchdowns. He threw for 4, ran for 2. For the season, he threw for over 3,000 yards and 41 touchdown passes. Noah Bell, outstanding high school career.
Really Joe Burrow type numbers for Noah Bell as we go to the back of the playbook, and Team Georgia having absolutely none of it. Tyon Davis from Swainsboro in the backfield for a huge loss.
Yeah, that was a great play. Read it perfectly. Was right where he needed to be to make that stop. They tried a little trickeration here, and he was having nothing of it.
It was Baker from Strom-Thurmond on the carry.
Yeah, Jay Baker had a huge year this year, one of the leading receivers in the CSRA all season.
A loss of 11 on the play.
Yeah, and I think one of the receivers moved a little quick. Might have been Baker that moved a little early there.
False start. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay it down.
That's our referee Dominic Eubanks with the call. His brother Sean also on the crew here today.
Yeah, Jay Baker this year, 62 catches for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns for the Rebels.
Well, Team South Carolina may want us to throw it back down to Matt Lane. They were moving the ball while he was talking.
Yeah.
As soon as we started yammering away, they've gone backwards. They're nearly 20 yards. Almost picked off, but it is complete to Dalian Creech. That's your pick, your sleeper pick for MVP for Team South Carolina. Dalian Creech, 60 yards, touchdown.
He made one little two things happened there. First, a defender tried to make the pick, missed it, and then Creech made one-man miss, and he was gone. Great play, and Noah Bell off to a good start, puts it right where it needs to be. And watch this fake right here. And the safety, I think that was Howard, unable to get him, and Creech goes to the house. Touchdown, Team South Carolina.
James Platt of South Aiken on to attempt the point after. Dalian Creech, almost 700 yards of receiving in the regular season and 60 here, and Platt is true, and it is 7-6, Team South Carolina.
Yeah, just like that, big play. And Creech, you know, there were so many talented players on that Barnwell team. You know, one that's an underclassman, Jamari Chisholm, but you had Pender and you had Watson, you had Briggs Curse, the big lineman who we'll talk about later. that it was hard to get attention, even though you're a great, great player. So it's good in this all-star setting to see Creech come out and make a big play early.
South Carolina goes 66 yards in 5 plays. Ran 2:16 off the clock. Let's get another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report, this time down to Brendan Robertson. B-Robs.
Guys, South Carolina using cue cards, unlike Team Georgia, and Craig Pender, Jaquan Harris, the backup quarterbacks with Noah Bell in there. The cue cards have a Darth Vader symbol, Spider-Man, Homer Simpson, Carolina Panthers, Clemson, and the Grinch. So you guys can decipher that offense.
I'm kind of hurt that they didn't include you and me, AB.
I know, man. That would have thrown the team off going, ugh, what was that about? The Darth Vader,
true.
What does that Darth Vader one mean? I wonder about that. I like it. Well, we've got some fireworks here, both teams with touchdown passes.
And after the touchdown pass by Donovan Anthony on the last series for Team Georgia, they will go back to the starter, Cade Yeomans from Swainsboro.
Yeah, 24 TD passes and 5 interceptions this year for Cade Yeomans. The last 2 seasons combined, he threw for over 50 TDs for that Swainsboro and really revitalized that program. The once proud Swainsboro program had gone downhill a little bit, but boy, they built them back the last couple of years.
Slings it out this time to the near side.
That's Gooch from Westside. Really good-looking athlete. He's a kid that, you know, a quarterback on the high school level, but you can see him playing receiver the next level for sure.
Gain of 3.
That's one thing about this game, John. Not only are these guys playing with all new people, some of them are playing new positions as Leon McGee gets the carry there.
Leon McGee, boy, what a career he had at Burke County. And picks up 3 more, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. Yeomans tries to swing it up, does so, and that is McGee, and he should have the first down up to the 36-yard line.
Good improvisation there by the quarterback, Yeomans. That was not the design play, but he and McGee kind of worked around what the defense was doing and made a play out of it.
Needed 4, got 10, first down Team Georgia.
And again, that was all on those 2 guys kind of changing the play up based on what the defense was giving them.
McGee remains in at the running back. This is Gooch again to the 42-yard line.
Big, tall, athletic receiver from West Side. And see, they're making a point trying to get it to him on the outside.
Pick up a 5. Rain continues to hold off. As Alex Moore told you in our Wallace & Son Outdoor Power Equipment forecast to begin the game, it's going to get rough, but shouldn't until after we're all done here. McGee again. Tough sledding.
McGee on the carry. He's out to the just shy of the 46.
Just shy of the 46, and McGee, good hard run. And he is the 3rd back we've seen in there for Team Georgia. A.J. Williams, the Army commit, and also the starter, Gary Hawkins. About some yardage piled up between those 3 over the last couple of years.
I gave him 3 yards on that. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
They're giving Andrew May, the receiver from Lakeside at the top of the screen, a pretty good 5-yard cushion.
Yeomans keeps. Yeomans with the first down into Team South Carolina territory at the 41-yard line.
Just excellent job on the left side of that line of scrimmage. Ian Dunkel from Harlem and Eshawn Mays, 42 of Hepsville. Watch those 2 clear things out for Yeomans to easily pick up the first down. Then Yeomans lowered his shoulder to end that play off with a nice run.
Not often we get to mention offensive linemen, so when we get the chance, we like to. Ian Dunkel came up to me last night and said he's a big wrestler at Harlem.
Yeah.
His wrestling team has the area dual meets today. He couldn't be there because obviously he's busy with Border Bowl, but he wanted us to tell his teammates he's thinking about it.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Yeoman's brought down by a wall of white at the 41.
Yeah, big number 48 for Team South Carolina, Ernest Smith of Barnwell, waving the finger, Dikembe Mutombo style. There's a look, number 3 there. Deshaun Watson, one of the best defensive players I've seen in the years I've covered high school football. His sophomore year, he just stood out to me. In the last 2 years, he's been just exceptional. 174 tackles. That is just outstanding.
Gooch again. Needed a block. It kind of fell apart on him.
Yeah, they had 2 guys there. Tremarcus Poole attempted to block, but he couldn't block them both. And I wonder if they're setting something up for downfield. They keep throwing these wide receiver screens. Maybe they fake it and go downfield at some point. Andrew May at the top of the screen, the other receiver. He's another big body, 6'4", about 210. He's got an offer from Georgia State. Played at Lakeside, over 500 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns this year for the Panthers and their exciting offense.
Oh, look out.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
Who else?
Deshaun Watson from Barnwell.
You don't want to give anybody a free shot at the quarterback, but you definitely don't want to give that guy a free shot at the quarterback. Look how fast he comes in there, though, off the side. And, wow, Yeomans just didn't stand a chance there.
Again, Watson led our area with 172 tackles. You heard that correctly, 172 tackles this year, 28 for loss. You can add another sack to his total of 14 this year.
And that's the thing. He's he's not a defensive end, he's a linebacker. So picking up 14 sacks just shows you he knows when to pick his spots to blitz. Coached up very well by that coaching staff at Barnwell, who have had such a good run with that group. With this group of seniors, the last 3 years, Barnwell's just been almost unbeatable. They've made it to back-to-back state title games.
Timeout taken by Team South Carolina. Team South Carolina, by the way, coached by Brian Thomas. Most recently at North Augusta High School, 49-23 in 6 seasons with the Yellow Jackets. And our Border Bowl dinner last night, we always ask each coach, what's your score prediction? Only once in the history of the Border Bowl dinner have we actually gotten a coach to predict a score. And last year, Dwayne Garrett from Barnwell predicted a South Carolina win. I forget what the exact score he said.
Yeah.
He was right. So last night, both coaches, this might surprise you, AB, predicted their team would win.
Yeah. It surprised me they gave predictions. It did surprise me who they picked would win, though.
Dwayne Garrett changed the game when it comes to the prediction. Now you can't shy away from it.
Pickett, the punter from Richmond Academy, the low line drive kick. And takes a good bounce for the return man who picks it up. And
Team South Carolina will
Creech.
set up at the 31-yard line. And it's Creech again who had the 60-yard touchdown catch and run to give South Carolina the 7-6 lead.
Good athlete. Played on a great team, of course. There's a lot of Barnwell kids here because they've been so good over the last couple of years. Looks like we've got a new quarterback in. Jaquan Harris from Strom Thurmond is in. Another great athlete.
And nothing doing there. Stuffing the hole for Team Georgia's DeCalvin Williams from Screven County.
Yeah, he just beat his man. That's just a one-on-one matchup, and he just beat his man and was right in the hole. Actually, his man pulled on the play, and the person who's supposed to go over and get a hand on him, the center, was just slow getting over there. And good job by Williams getting in there and making the play.
It was Collier Sullivan from Ridge Spring Minetta on the carry, an 1,100-yard rusher this season. What a year Ridge Spring Minetta had.
Yeah, good all-around athlete, great player on the defensive side of the ball as well. Oh, what a catch.
That is a great catch made by Creech, who, as AB predicted to start the game, is making a name for himself here in the first quarter.
What a catch here. This ball almost was going to be a throwaway. And Creech just goes down, and, man, what a catch.
Only about a 3-yard gain, but you won't see a more spectacular 3-yard gain than that.
I think Coach Lackey wanted that one to go the other way with Darian Elder, the the cover corner there. Wanted him to jump on that route a little quicker.
Harris in trouble.
And he's got Barrow on him. And
there's a flag down. This might be coming back. And there's, oh my goodness, let's hope it's not coming back for Team South Carolina.
Strom Thurmond to Strom Thurmond.
Wow. Jay Baker.
Ridge Johnson from Lakeside is saying that's on Team South Carolina.
Yeah, hold everything.
Baker and Harris hooked up 62 times in the regular season. And it is going to be on Team South Carolina, I believe. Boy, that play had everything. You had the Michigan State signee, Simeon Barrow, chasing down the quarterback.
Holding.
He missed him.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay it down.
And then you had a long throw that was tipped by the defense, caught by Baker. But it will come back.
Wipes out what would have been a 62-yard throw and catch.
Yeah, wild play. You see Ridge Johnson immediately saying it was definitely on the defense. On the offense, excuse me. Ridge Johnson, by the way, is one of the great stories today. Lacrosse is not a sport in this area that's really, really popular. It's starting to gain ground in Columbia County. And we've had a few kids go play at very small schools. Well, Ridge Johnson's not going to a small school. He had offers from almost every school in America, all the big programs, and he is going to play lacrosse next year at Notre Dame.
And you and I both know a lot of folks at Lakeside. Ridge Johnson is respected in that program.
Yeah, good athlete and a good student. Played high school baseball with his dad. And here's Harris going to run with it.
Brian Thomas draw up on 3rd and 31, and Harris just going to try to give some breathing room for the punt.
John Arneman makes the tackle, and watch this. He comes over and chases down a very fast, elusive quarterback. Watch come from the left side of your screen. Here comes 32, makes the great tackle there. Arneman, his coach, Steve Hibbett, says pound for pound, you won't find a better player in the area than John Arneman, the linebacker from the Lakeside Panther squad.
Great year for Coach Hibbets and Lakeside this year. Arneman, a great individual effort this season, 75 tackles, 12 of those for loss.
And just a leader on that team. He, again, undersized a little bit in terms of height, but he'll lay a hit on you, that's for sure.
Platt on the punt from South Aiken.
Oop. Oh, it took a bounce
over
Kirk
this is going to take
Smith's
a
head.
great. Now can Team South Carolina get down there?
Oh, my goodness.
Touchback. Oh, man.
How long a punt is that? Kirk Smith, the return man from Grovetown, it took a funny hop.
Our statistician, Nathan Edwards, tells us that is an 80-yard punt off the foot of James Platt. His long was 61 this year.
Hey, and it was only that short because the end zone was there. It was still going.
That will bring us to the end of the first quarter of play. Wow, what an entertaining quarter it was. 3 more to go. Team South Carolina leads Team Georgia 7-6. You know how sometimes when you're watching the Masters and they say it's a lot darker than it looks because they can iris the cameras up?
Yeah.
That is kind of the situation we have going on here. It has gotten dark, at least Lucy Laney Stadium. Hopefully that does not mean rain is to follow.
Well, we've had a good start to the game. You know, Georgia came out running the football, then they stalled, and then they hit a touchdown pass, and after the turnover by South Carolina, and South Carolina hit a big pass play.
And Team South Carolina will give Team Georgia a gift here to start quarter number 2. 7-6 Team South Carolina leads. Let's get you our QBs by the quarter, brought to you as always by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Noah Bell continuing his solid play in the 2019-2020 season. 4 of 4, 82 yards and a touchdown for the quarterback from Saluda. And as we get this running play from A.J. Williams, we'll go to the next quarterback. That, of course, is Jaquan Harris, 1 of 1, 3 yards. He's also run the ball for 11. And Craig Pender has run the ball once. He does have the fumble, though, in this game. For Team Georgia, Cade Yeomans is looks like he is 4 of 5 for 26 yards. He's run the ball 4 times for 12 yards. And Donovan Anthony, 1 of 1 with a 21-yard touchdown pass.
And speaking of Donovan Anthony, he is back in at quarterback for Team Georgia, and to his future Army teammate, A.J. Williams, up to the 44-yard line, 11-yard gain, and another first down.
Yeah, that was they're going to be a good combination to watch. A.J. Williams, like I said, if he had not been injured for a portion of the season, his numbers would have been right up there with any back in the area. And we had some good ones this year with Gary Hawkins and Cameron Garnett, who's an underclassman, not playing today.
Williams gets the call again. Not much this time. It has been all Williams on this drive. Our QBs by the quarter brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware. A little harder today when you got several different quarterbacks than during the regular season when you usually have just the one. 2nd and 7. And Team South Carolina again. Let's head down to Brendan Robertson for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Signals were coming in for Team South Carolina.
Put it down. Check.
Getting those plays in, so the dynamics, all these players are used to different ways of getting the plays. Michael Pollock doing the hand signals down here for Team Georgia. Back to you.
Team South Carolina now been penalized 6 times for 48 yards. Brian Thomas will probably address that at the half. This is Hawkins, the starter from Screven County. Just powers his way ahead to the 44-yard line.
He runs the ball like his mom told him dinner's ready at home. Get to the end zone and come eat, son.
You know, you said he reminds you of Ironhead Hayward, right?
Yeah.
He reminds me of another Screven County back that we also saw in this game a few years ago, who's now
was a defensive tackle also.
C.J. Wright, who's now at Georgia Southern.
He's not quite as big as C.J., but he's a big boy.
Those two are
yeah, C.J. Wright, who had a couple of nice runs against Florida last season.
Fresh set of downs for Team Georgia from the South Carolina 44, and it is Hawkins. Just barreling straight ahead. Nobody can stop him. 6 white shirts finally bring him down at the 32.
He even said in the open you did, he was talking about fun, and he looks like he is having fun when he's running that football.
Wouldn't you?
Jerome Bettis, you know, you can throw that name out. Ironhead Hayward I mentioned. Any big back you've had, Chuck Muncie, there have been some good big backs. He's right there in terms of Georgia high school. Led AA and Class AA in rushing this season.
The Augusta Chronicle Georgia Player of the Year for this season.
Georgia's been well disciplined. I mentioned in keys to the game, one thing they've done the last couple of years is hurting themselves with penalties. Today, it's been South Carolina that's hurting themselves with penalties.
Fresh set of legs in the backfield. That's McGee from Burke County. Pick up a couple.
Team Georgia keeping it on the ground where they've.
And this is what we expected them to do. So far, this game has lived up to the pregame hype with Team South Carolina slinging it around the field and Team Georgia pounding it on the ground. 2-yard gain for McGee.
The referee yelled at number 79, the left tackle for Team Georgia, to pull his jersey down. I think in a court setting, he has some evidence to prove that that's more difficult than you might think.
Not as easy as it sounds.
Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Donald Casey, the offensive lineman from Thompson, and this is Anthony with a big run all the way down to the 9-yard line to give him 21 yards. And a Team Georgia first down, first and goal.
A 21-yard TD pass and now a 21-yard run for Anthony. I like this. Once he decided, he put that foot in the ground and he was gone. Good run.
Tre'Vius Butler from South Aiken was the only thing that kept that from being 6 for Team Georgia. And a Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance first down, and McGee, nothing there.
Actually, I think Williams was back in the game.
Was it Williams?
And right in the middle of the pack, you might know, is number 3, Deshaun Watson.
That is what is so much fun about this game. These guys that we've talked about all year long on their respective teams, and now getting to see them go head-to-head against each other.
Oh, yeah, this is the best of the best. This is where all of them shine during the regular season. This is where you get to see the real, true cream of the crop. And so far, yeah, look at that. Face of a warrior right there.
That is Tay Brown, the defensive back from Lincoln County. Here's Anthony on a keeper again. He'll pick up a couple. Bring up 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line.
See what they draw up here. They're down a point, so you would think they would kick it if they don't get it here on 3rd down. Because this isn't a normal all-star setting. These guys want to win this football game, especially Team Georgia, having lost 3 in a row to Team South Carolina.
Well, Donovan Anthony has 6 rushing touchdowns to his credit this year. He ran for 500 yards. Let's see if he gets the call on 3rd and goal from the 6. It is Williams busting through. A.J. Williams, touchdown.
Broke a couple of tackles there, and the folks at Army, looks like they made a right call. They got a kid already in this game with a touchdown pass, now another one with a touchdown run.
Wait a minute, there is a flag on the near side.
A great push up front for Team Georgia.
And they're going to pick it up. So touchdown, Team Georgia. A.J. Williams, 6 carries for 41 yards so far in this game. And the touchdown. And here is Hankinson. And Team Georgia extends its lead 13-7 with 7:07 left to play in the half of Border Bowl 7.
Welcome back to Border Bowl 7. Team Georgia with an answering touchdown right there. I'm joined by Team South Carolina quarterback Noah Bell, state championship with Saluda this season. And you're teamed up with the good buddy Craig Pender, Barnwell's quarterback, who you played in that state championship. What's it like now, been this week in the quarterback room with you guys and Jaquan?
Oh, it's been really fun. You know, Quan and Craig, they're both really great guys. And, you know, they're both of them lead their team, you know, exceptionally well, and it's just been an honor to, you know, be alongside them this week.
John Hart, Ashley Brown predicted, most of us did, that you guys would air it out a little more than usual in this game because of the quarterbacks you have. Is that the game plan still going forward here for Team South Carolina?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna try, you know, run a little zone, you know, run. But yeah, we're gonna hit them with a quick game, and then when we can, we're gonna try to take shots.
All right, well, let's get back. Good luck, Noah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks, dude.
Well, Noah's a great name to have based on this weather forecast, what might be coming in after this game. But right now, he is leading Team South Carolina, but it's Team Georgia with a 13-7 win. That touchdown drive went 10 plays, 75 yards, took 4 minutes and 56 seconds off the clock, and the A.J. Williams 6-yard touchdown run.
Last year, Team South Carolina quarterback Tanner White had the flowing locks. No, not quite as long.
No.
But there's something about these South Carolina quarterbacks and the hair. I don't know what it is. I, of course, am jealous because I have no hair.
I'm with you on that one. Bell led Saluda to its first state championship since 1963.
And he had 6 touchdowns in that game. Phenomenal season. I mentioned he threw for over 3,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. And for his career, 153 touchdowns, the 3rd most in South Carolina history. And you can hear him there. He speaks like a leader. The things he was, he said all the right things there, and that you can see why the folks at Saluda were thrilled to have him the last 4 seasons. See who comes out this time. It's Pender.
I was going to guess, since Noah was talking to Brendan, that it would be Pender getting the call for this series. We have seen all 3 quarterbacks. The 3 quarterbacks for Team South Carolina have thrown for a combined more than 9,000 yards this year and 90 touchdowns. If you wonder why we figured they were going to air it out as a flag comes in. Oh, another penalty on Team South Carolina.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first time.
That moves it back to the 15-yard line. 1st and 15, Carolina.
Is he 7th penalty on Team South Carolina? 0 so far for Team Georgia. That is Keyshawn Williams from Batesburg-Leesville. Keyshawn had a school record 97-yard touchdown reception earlier this year. And he became famous this year for something else. This picture, which went viral earlier this season, they have a program in Batesburg-Leesville where the high school kids go down to the elementary school and kind of help out the kids down there, get them acclimated. And he saw this little girl crying as she got out of her parents' car and didn't want to go into class, and so he took her hand and walked her into the classroom, and the school posted that picture on Facebook, and it went crazy. Tells you what kind of kid Keyshawn Williams is.
Absolutely. Awesome picture.
On the stop for Team Georgia, number 17 from Washington County, Jalen Mathis. Out to the 24-yard line.
Pickup of 4 on second down, brings up 3rd and 6.
Third down.
Pender, he gets the instructions. He gives them out to everybody on the offense. And here we go. Team South Carolina down 6. Midway through the second quarter here, Border Bowl 7.
You hear the wind whipping down on our field mics. This is complete to Creech, and it'll be a first down.
Yeah, 3rd catch for Creech, including that long touchdown.
Up to the 31-yard line, pickup of 7. Well, if you're with us on Game Night Live every Friday night, or any Friday night, you want to know one of our favorite segments is the Stump AB Trivia Question.
It's my favorite some weeks it's not.
You were undefeated 2 years ago this year. Not quite as undefeated.
No.
Still a successful year for you, and we'll get you that after this first down play. Pickup of 3 up the middle. Well, we've made mention of the fact that Team South Carolina has won 3 straight Border Bowls.
Yep.
So your question, AB, who was the head coach of Team Georgia the last time Team Georgia won the Border Bowl? Don't answer now. I'll give you folks some time to think about it.
Second down, 6, Carolina.
As we get the 2nd and 6 play. Oh, it's Creech again, just making things happen, and another first down.
Approaching 100 yards, receiving already for Creech.
Another pickup of 7. Creech and Pender, 51 and 6 in 4 years at Barnwell.
Pretty strong.
That's a good high school career.
That's a big old offensive line right now in there for Team South Carolina. Well, I say that. There's one little guy in there, but he's little because he's standing beside Eichelberger, who's 6'7".
Trips to the near side for Team South Carolina. And Pender will go the other way. Well, he and Creech, they've done that a time or two in their lives, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's Creech once again from Barnwell on the reception. Number 10,
both these teams going with that wide receiver screen quite a bit. You just wonder, are they setting it up for a deep throw at some point?
Well, that one got 1. And this is Hill, Stanley Hill from Strom Thurmond. 900-yard rusher this year, 14 touchdowns. You ask Coach Antoine Hillary, his head coach there at Strom Thurmond, who was an assistant on the South Carolina staff, and he said that Hill just has the mindset of a guy who wants to take the team and put them on his back. And he certainly did that many times for the Rebels this year.
Yeah, he'd run it 40 times a game if you let him.
Picked up 3 there. So 3rd and 6. Oh! He was looking for Williams out of Batesburg-Leesville and just a little too wide, bring up 4th down.
That's one where you almost want your quarterback to stop and set his feet and make a good throw there because he had his receiver wide open. He tried to throw it on the run, and it was incomplete. Well, the real interesting thing is going to be when you got all this talent, and in South Carolina you got 3 really good quarterbacks. Who are they going to settle on, second half? There you go. Play made on the sidelines.
Maybe a future Border Bowl participant.
Well, I think that was I think that young man's dad played college baseball.
I believe you are correct.
Yeah.
Punting straight into the wind, and I mean punting straight into like a 20-mile-an-hour gust, and it's not going to matter because in there to grab it is big Simeon Barrow. We knew we would call his name at some point, the Michigan State commitment, the Region 3 6A Player of the Year out of Grovetown with a block punt, giving Georgia great field position at the Team South Carolina 30-yard line.
Yeah, as a junior, he had 31 tackles for loss and 15 sacks. This year, he was double-teamed pretty much every game, but he still managed in 2 seasons, John, 49 tackles for loss. That is outstanding, and there he comes up with a huge play for Team Georgia and gives them great field position to add to their lead here late in the first half. Yeomans trying to get his last lineman back in the game. You saw 72. That is Sincere Woodby coming into the game.
Yeoman's in trouble. Heaves it. Poole in traffic. Down at the 1. What a pitch and catch from Yeomans to Poole.
Shamarcus wanted the touchdown.
He tried to stretch it out.
Heck, I wanted it. It made me look smart. He's my other sleeper pick. Him and Creech. There, that's just a case of the quarterback throwing it up and letting his receiver make a play because the coverage was there. And Poole just...
in double coverage.
Yeah, Poole just made a play.
30-yard.
So a 30-yard
First and goal, Georgia.
gain for Poole. And now it's Yeomans to Hawkins.
The one play all game they stopped Hawkins.
Is on the 1-yard line. Well, I have a feeling everybody in Laney Memorial Stadium knew who was about to get the ball there.
Yeah.
Well, Team Georgia will call timeout with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Both teams still have 2 left.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned at the half. We've got some special treats for you as we will have our Team Georgia and Team South Carolina all-star cheerleading squads will both put on a routine, and we will award our Spirit Cup for this season. We also will have a special feature on our official Border Bowl charity. As you see, our Scholar of the Game for
Team South Carolina, Briggs Curse, big-time lineman and one of the top linemen in South Carolina. Unfortunately, couldn't play today because of an injury. He is an outstanding student. I've heard numerous things throughout the last couple of years about him and his work in the classroom. And he also, again, like I said, was a key to that 51-6 run over the last 4 years at Barnwell. Briggs Curse, our Scholar of the Game for Team South Carolina.
But I mentioned our halftime feature on the Ronald McDonald House, our official Border Bowl charity. I was talking to Development Director Sean Franham last night. He said Border Bowl has raised $96,000 for the Ronald McDonald House in our 6 years. And that is a touchdown run for Team Georgia. That is Colby Ferguson from Lincoln County.
I was wondering when we were going to hear from Colby. He's an outstanding back and linebacker, and there's so many good running backs on this team. You got to pick your spot. Well, he got the right time to get in there. 1-yard touchdown run.
He had 34 touchdown runs on the regular season. He is no stranger to the end zone. 1,700 rushing yards. Also won the state in shot put.
That shows you how good the talent is, especially at running back for Team Georgia. 1,700 yards and 34 touchdowns. That's his first carry in the game.
Yeah.
As Hankinson will try to knock through his second extra point after missing the first.
Well, everybody wants to kick that direction. And Team Georgia adds to the lead. Well, last night at the Border Bowl dinner, we had a little back and forth as we do every year to see which team could be the loudest. And the last 2 years, Team South Carolina was loudest and won the game. And here you see a little bit every year on the night before we have the Border Bowl. We have the annual Border Bowl dinner. The teams get together and have some barbecue and get to know each other. And we have a little fun. And like we said earlier, we ask the coaches for their predictions. We also ask each team and the cheerleaders who can be the loudest. And like I said, last 2 years it was Team South Carolina. Translated it to a win on Saturday. In my opinion, I told them I would reveal my opinion today on the broadcast. In my opinion, Team Georgia was louder last night. And so far, that is also translating onto the scoreboard with a 20-7 lead. Let's take it down to the field for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report and Brendan Robertson.
So
Team Georgia pushed that touchdown in. I don't know if you noticed, but number 9 was on the offensive line for Team Georgia there. Simeon Barrow getting subbed in to help with that push up front. Back to you.
Good catch, B. Robs, and a good call by Joel Ingram to pull a little trickeration on the offensive line.
Yeah, you got a 6'3", 255-pound defensive end. Stick him in there at lineman. Going to Michigan State next season. Had offers from Tennessee, Virginia Tech, a number of big programs, and chose Michigan State in the end.
And another touchback. Again, the wind is howling into that end zone. Another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report, this time Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're on the field for a sideline auto auction update from Caden Jacobs from Richmond County Board of Education. And Caden, can you talk about what the Board of Education does for Border Bowl from Richmond County side?
Yeah, one of the big things we do is make sure this stadium is in good shape for the game. It's a great opportunity for us to help out and be a part of the community. So we take care of concessions, make sure the field is right, and we're really proud to be a part of this.
And I know you see the kids day in and day out. Can you talk about what it means for the kids to be able to play in this all-star game, kind of the season leading up to this one big game?
Yeah, I mean, this is special for our kids. There's not a lot of opportunities for high school all-star football, and to be able to play in a state versus state like this in a beautiful stadium, it's really a great opportunity for them, and they're about as excited as any of our students.
Always a great time at this wonderful facility here at Laney. Want to thank Caden for joining us, but before I let you go, I do have to get your take. Who do you think is going to take it home today?
I'm hoping Georgia takes it home. I mean, we're in Georgia. I'm Richmond County. That's who I'm hoping pulls it out.
And real quick, I do want to introduce a special member of our broadcast today. What's your buddy? Who do you think is going to win today's game?
Who's going to win, Zave? Say Georgia.
Georgia. Awesome. So 2 Georgias here. Back to you, John.
All right, Matt, and while Matt was talking, Noah Bell back in at quarterback for Team South Carolina, and now keeping on 1st and 10 from the Georgia 29-yard line, and he'll take it for close to another first down. It was Bell to Dalian Creech for 51 yards to start this drive and get South Carolina in great field position.
I mean, Creech is about at 150 yards receiving, and we're in the first half.
And Bell does have the first down inside the red zone. Hill is the running back from Strom Thurmond. He'll get it. He'll be stopped. All right, AB, you got a guess on the trivia question?
Oh, man, yeah. Last time Team Georgia won Border Bowl, I'm going to guess Jarrett Troxler was the head coach.
You and our statistician, Nathan Edwards, both had the same guess, and the answer is
Lemuel Lackey.
Lemuel Lackey, Border Bowl 3 back in 2016.
I was thinking he was the coach when they got stopped at the goal line. I guess his son got stopped at the goal line, but I guess I was wrong there. Good, that was a good one.
You have it as a touchdown pass to your man, Dalian Creech. They're going to say incomplete. Incomplete. Had us all fooled.
Did you see that? The lineman comes over to congratulate him, and he stops him and goes like, no. It wasn't a catch, man. Wow. Thought he had it there.
From the 16-yard line.
The pass was there. It was a little low, but it was certainly catchable. See what happened here. You see he bobbled it at the play, and he knows it. He knew it.
Didn't go through the process.
Yeah. He knew it, and he knew an official was going to see it.
Come on, baby!
3rd and 6. Line to make is the 9. Bell in trouble and has to get rid of it. And now an interesting decision for Brian Thomas. Again, kicking into that wind on that end of the stadium. This would be a 33-yarder as a Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment for Coach Thomas and Team South Carolina. It looks like he's going to try to get 3 on the board with 1:01 to go here.
Yeah, don't come away empty-handed is what he's thinking, and I totally understand that. Like you said, kicking to the tough side of the field, but I really like Noah Bell. He just looks the part. When he runs hard. Held that ball to the last possible second before having to throw it away.
Platt.
Platt's kick.
And it's good. Boy, you could just see that ball fighting the wind down there. but he got it through, and Team South Carolina gets 3 more on the board here inside the final minute.
And again, it was Bell and Creech hooking up for the big play that set it up, and they come away with some points. So 20-10, Team Georgia leads here, closing in on the end of the first half, less than a minute to go.
Well, again, you predicted that Dalion Creech was going to have a big day to start the game. He's having a big day. 6 catches, 131 yards, and a score.
I didn't expect that. You know, I was thinking a big day. I didn't expect that. Wow. And he had the drop that could have been a touchdown, too. That would have been his second touchdown.
Don't forget the halftime show coming up. Brendan Robertson will join us.
We had a former South Carolina receiver that was the MVP of this game a few years back. Kind of the same build as Creech, Cameron Brown from Midland Valley, who had a great game 3 or 4 years ago in this Border Bowl matchup.
I hate to say this, but umbrellas are popping up in the crowd.
It's so weird. I'm completely dry.
It is really nice in this press box. AC? Didn't think we'd need AC in January, but. How about Shamarcus Poole out to the 42-yard line? And were it not for the kicker, James Platt, making the tackle, Shamarcus Poole might still be running.
Yeah, he got ahead of steam, got one little seam he needed right there. Good run, and yeah, Platt, oh, he tripped him. Looks like he tripped him there. The crew didn't see, yeah, but it looked like the kicker came in and used his best weapon.
I was going to say, I can't blame him. I
know it.
Shamarcus Poole with a head of steam, I'm not getting in the way either. So, 48 seconds left. Team Georgia with 2 timeouts. A 41-yard return by Shamarcus Poole of Washington County has given Team Georgia great field position.
Yeah, and it was his catch that set up the first score, or the last score.
And now Team Georgia will give 5 back.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Poole with some small college offers, including LaGrange and Savannah State. 1,500 yards on the ground this year. 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, he played quarterback, obviously not a natural quarterback, more of a runner, maybe a receiver, slot receiver. But, well, that was weird.
Yeah, Donovan Anthony back in at quarterback for Team Georgia. It looked like there was some confusion.
Weston Williams, the outstanding defensive lineman from Wagner Sally, made the tackle.
Williams, 63 tackles for loss this year. That would make 64 if these were official stats. That's a lot of tackles for loss.
Yeah.
What a year Wagner Sally had, losing to Ridge Spring Minetta in the Class A semis.
Yeah, and all year long, earlier in the year, they had hammered Ridge Spring Minetta.
Clock's still running, by the way. They're just going to let it run out?
Let it run out.
Yeah, interesting. All right. So Joel Ingram likes to take that 10-point lead to the locker room. And after a fast-paced and very entertaining first half of football here in Border Bowl 7, Team Georgia takes the lead to the locker room 20-10. Don't forget, stick around at halftime. We will have our Team Georgia and Team South Carolina cheer routines for our all-star cheer teams. But first, let's take it down to Brendan Robertson on the sideline with Washington County and Team Georgia head coach Joel Ingram.
Yeah, Coach Ingram, your team seemed to get off to a slow start, but what did you do to take control of this game after your first drive and go into that locker room with the halftime lead?
Just kids making plays. Exception play Shamarcus Poole made there. We're running the ball really well, and we just got to, what we got to do on defense. We gave up 2 big busted plays, and we can't have that. We got to shore that up. We're getting it. We'll fix it. And it's, when an all-star game like this, elite talent, I mean, there's going to be give and take in plays. It's just been everything. I'm proud of the crowd. and the fans and the excitement. It's a great ball game. It's just like you want one of these games to be. These things can turn quick, so if we go in there and get complacent, I mean, they could come out here and blow our doors off. So got to go in there and make adjustments. It's just like Friday night, baby.
And I noticed you talking to the referee, checking which side you will be going towards. How big of a factor is the wind in this game right now?
It's a major factor. You know, you saw we got the kicker from the west side. He's money, but even him and the South Carolina kickers, the ball's tailing their kicks a little bit. So, you know, when we get out here and give them the best chance of being successful, so we're going to kick it the direction the wind's going to carry it.
All right, let's get back in there. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck. Guys, back up to you.
All right, B-Robs, thanks. And our thanks to Coach Ingram, whose Team Georgia leads 20-10 at halftime of Border Bowl 7. The halftime show is next. Team Georgia leads Team South Carolina 20-10 here at the half of Border Bowl 7. This is not just an all-star game for the high school football players, but also for our cheerleading squads. And now for your halftime entertainment, our all-star cheerleading squads will put on their routines for you, and we'll award our Spirit Cup in just a moment. So here now to perform for you is Team South Carolina.
My friends from Mercedes-Benz of Augusta, I hope you all have been. Take a look at these Mercedes-Benz cars that are parked down here. I know you want one. Come see our friends from the Mercedes-Benz of Augusta and check them out. Please welcome Team South Carolina cheerleaders for their halftime performance. The Team South Carolina cheerleaders under the direction of Heather Wagner from Fox Creek High School, Crystal Kennedy from Saluda High School, and Sheriana Rita Thurman. Ladies and gentlemen, Team South Carolina Cheer Squad.
There's your all-star cheerleading squad from South Carolina, and now about to get into place and move in from the left side of your screen is the all-star cheerleading squad from Team Georgia.
Team Georgia cheerleaders are under the direction of Elisa Rogers from Evans High School, Lindsay Price from Evans High School, and Susan Davidson from Evans High High School. Ladies and gentlemen, the Team Georgia Cheerleaders.
D-E-O-R-G-I-A, let's go Georgia. D-E-O-R-G-I-A, let's go Georgia. Let's go Generals. Georgia fans in the stands, yeah, let's go Generals. Let's go Generals. Georgia fans on your feet, yeah, red and black. Red and black. Georgia fans, one more time, yeah, let's go Generals. Let's go Generals. Red and black. Red and black.
Your all-star cheerleading squad for Team Georgia, the Spirit Cup presentation is next as halftime rolls on at Border Bowl 7. Team Georgia leads Team South Carolina 20-10 at halftime of Border Bowl 7. Back down to the field, and Matt Lane with this year's Spirit Cup presentation. Matt.
That's right. We're now on the field to hand out some awards for the Spirit Cup winners. In terms of the schools, for Georgia, Washington County High School sold the most tickets. Congratulations. And then for South Carolina, Barnwell High School. Then we had a couple of individual winners for Georgia. It's Jada Mays from Lincoln County High School. Sold the most tickets. And then for Team South Carolina, Patience Green from Silver Bluff High School. Join me in giving them a congratulations. And back to you, Scott, John, and AB.
All right, Matt, thank you, and congratulations to both squads. Well, all proceeds from Border Bowl each year go to the Ronald McDonald House. And if you're not familiar with what they do, it is a great, great organization, and Ashley Osborne takes a closer look.
I've always felt this is home.
Bets Murtison takes us back to the beginning. It was 1974 in Philadelphia.
There's a little girl named Kim, and she had leukemia, and her dad was a linebacker on the Eagles football team. It became evident to him very quickly that his wife was spending all her time at the child's bedside, not sleeping, not eating, not showering, not taking care of herself. And you know you have to take care of yourself to take care of your child.
This experience sparked an idea, and out of it, the Ronald McDonald House was born.
Ronald the Clown had been introduced at the Macy's parade about 8 years before that. So Ronald was just kind of coming into McDonald's imaging anyway. So they opened the first Ronald McDonald House in November of 1974.
10 Novembers went by, and in 1984, the Augusta Ronald McDonald House opened its doors.
Over our 35 years, we've served about 22,000 families. Since we moved into our new house here in 2015, we serve about 1,000 families a year.
Families like Dakaria Kent's.
I love you more than life itself.
Doctors found 6 tumors on the 15-year-old's brain and 2 on her spine.
Tough, scary,
Sometimes I be thinking bad things will happen, but I'm gonna trust God and let him do what he do.
Kids like Dakaria who are battling cancer are now the most frequent visitors.
Mostly now because of Dr. Johnson's cancer trials that he's doing. And so children with that have tried every other treatment they can come up with at St. Jude's and Sloan Kettering and MD Anderson, this is kind of like a last-ditch effort. And each child is approved case-by-case scenario. He's got about 90 children in the trial, and all of those children stay here. They don't all come at once, but when they come, they all stay with us.
This shift represents a new set of needs.
Now we see more cancer kids, and they come, they're a little older, they stay longer, and they often come with their siblings. So we need things for children to do that are all different ages. So we'll be focusing on refurbishing and planning and building creative, wonderful new play areas for our kids of all ages.
And this is where you come in. Ronald McDonald House is a nonprofit, so they need your help to pay for the things that will bring these ideas to life.
It's a happy place. Kids usually get better, and when they don't, I know that we have done everything we can to at least ease the way a little bit.
As the hospital grows, so does the need for more rooms. Murdison says eventually they'll need a second house for families to call home.
When families come here, a lot of times they don't know which end is up. They are so scared, so confused. It's a horrible, horrible time. We help provide normalcy. They don't have to worry about what they're going to eat for dinner. You don't have to worry about where you're going to sleep that night. You don't have to worry about anything. If you need diapers, we'll get you diapers. If you need a screwdriver, we'll find a screwdriver for you. We are your home. We will take care of you so you can take care of your child. That's what we do. It's very basic, but it's incredibly necessary. That's what gets people through this crisis.
Reporting from Augusta, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.
Yeah, a great cause that we're proud to support here at WJBF. Real quick, Matt Lane, your thoughts on the first half?
Terrific. Started with a turnover for Georgia, but then they get the ball back, end up getting in the end zone, and then South Carolina has a long pass play. Ends up being quite a first half, 20-10. That's a pretty good score in first half for an all-star game.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Brian Thomas to punch that ball in the end zone. Guys, up to you.
All right, B-Robs, thanks. Team South Carolina receives the almost ready for the second half here at Border Bowl 17, South Carolina trailing Team Georgia 20-10. Brendan Robertson on the sideline for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report and Team South Carolina head coach Brian Thomas.
Yeah, guys, Team South Carolina down 10, but coach, your team had the early turnover, then rallied to get back in this game. What do you want to see from them in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to continue to execute. Like I said, we're making a few mistakes, getting a couple key penalties. We had a long touchdown call back on the hole, but like I said, we just got to regroup and get things going in the right direction on this first drive.
You got three great quarterbacks. You've been airing it out. The wind is howling. Do you plan to still stick with that approach of attack with the wind?
Yeah, I mean, certain things, and the wind's affecting the kicking game and the passing game. But like I said, still got to take what the defense gives you, and that's kind of what we're going to have to roll with.
All right, let's get back to it. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan and Coach Thomas. And as you look at it, the wind is howling from the right side of your screen to the left. You can keep that in mind as we begin the second half of play. Team South Carolina won the toss at the outset, elected to defer, so South Carolina will receive the second half kickoff. AB, your thoughts on that first half?
A little bit of what we thought it would be. Team Georgia really running the football, and Team South Carolina throwing it a little more. Creech with a ton, several big plays, including a 62-yard touchdown. He also had a 51-yarder. And I think the team that makes the least mistakes usually wins this football game, and right now the penalties are piling up for South Carolina with 7. They've got to cut down on those if they want to get back in this thing and win it.
And Brian Thomas will go with Noah Bell, the quarterback from Saluda, to begin this second half. What a first half he had. And with that, we'll bring in our QBs by the quarter, brought to you, as always, by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Yeah, Noah Bell, 5 of 7 passing, 133 yards and a touchdown. He also had a 10-yard run. Jaquan Harris, 1 of 1 for 3 yards, and Craig Pender, 4 of 5 for 24 yards. For Team Georgia, it was Cade Yeomans with ran the ball 4 times for 12 yards. Here's another screen pass, and that's Jesse Sanders, I believe.
First time we've called his name today.
Catch. Yeoman's also 5 of 6 passing for 56 yards. Donovan Anthony only 1 throw, but it was a 21-yard touchdown. He also has 22 yards rushing for Team Georgia. That's your QBs by the quarter. Brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware in Evans.
11-yard gain for Jesse Sanders and a Team South Carolina first down.
Well, Dayon Creech had 131 of Noah Bell with 133 yards passing, 131 of those for Dayon Creech. So finding another target there in Sanders.
Sanders, a preferred walk-on at Tennessee, played 5 different positions for South Aiken this year.
Well, he was a former quarterback there, a starting quarterback, and they moved him to tight end this year. But like you said, very versatile. Don't know that he's found his final home just yet, position-wise.
Oh, what
nice
a one-handed grab. That was Sanders again, as if on cue.
Yeah, watch this one-handed catch. Noah Bell putting it out there, and nice catch by Sanders. One name we haven't called much for Team Georgia is KJ Jenkins, the linebacker from Jefferson County, who's going to Purdue, number 44 in red. He's in there at one of the linebacking spots in the middle.
Bell tries to keep. It'll be close. There they're spotting it. I believe he's got it, but we may have to measure this.
You forget in this game just how good everybody is. I was going through the Georgia lineup, kind of looking at everybody. I'm like, gosh, all those guys are animals on that defense. And that's what you get when you get an all-star game of this caliber with, you know, this group of schools. The pool of players is large, but only 42 per state make the squad.
Bell needed 3, got 3 in an inch, and a Team South Carolina first down. And 6 more to the far side.
Well, there's KJ Jenkins right on cue as he throws Creech out of bounds, but not before. The Barnwell star gets his 7th catch, right around 140 yards. He's got 2 plays of over 50 yards, a 51-yarder and a 62-yarder.
Yeah, that's going to put him right at 137 yards receiving today. And Nathan Edwards, our spotter and statistician, says too many men on the field.
Legal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay it out.
And that's why we pay Nathan the big bucks.
Yeah, all year long, Nathan gives us all the info and stats, keeps us up to date with what's happening.
Well, Team South Carolina, we thought they would air it out. 181 yards total offense in the first half, 160 of that through the air. And you see why there as Stanley Hill is bottled up. This Georgia defense, very stingy. Jalen Mathis from Washington County on the stop.
Well, one thing it looks like South Carolina has done, and that was kind of a, I don't know if that was the original play call there. They changed it up, but they've got Jesse Sanders in a slot and Dayon Creech as the wideout, and it looks like they're going to have Sanders maybe block for him some on some of these screen passes.
Bell flushed. Looking for a bunch. Had Creech back there, but in double coverage. Looked like Tank Elder from Lincoln County, one of my favorite nicknames in the CSRA. Was
especially
back there.
Georgia see him. He's one of the smallest guys on the field.
There is Tank.
If there was a Tank at Lincoln County, I would have thought it was Ferguson. But there, Elder was right there. And yeah, Creech could have made a play on the ball here, had a chance, but there was good defense as well right there.
Elder 42 tackles this year, 2 picks, and almost had another. Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 8 from the Georgia 46-yard line. Need to get to the 38. Bell, down he will go. Simeon Barrow. 8 sacks in the regular season, and another here today.
Yeah, had 15 sacks as a junior, and that's when all the schools started calling. This year, yeah, they graduated 3 of their 4 defensive linemen, and trust me, the teams took account as they double-teamed him throughout the year. He still managed to have a good year, but there he just beats the block and beat 2 players, really, because Hill, the running back, was there to help chip him, but big play there for Simeon Barrow, Michigan State signee.
And Team Georgia taking an early timeout here with 8:10 left to play in the third quarter. That'll bring us to our first punter of the game.
Well, our scholar of the game for South Carolina was Briggs Curse. For Team Georgia, it is Judson Pickett, the punter from Team Georgia and former Richmond Academy standout. Outstanding in the classroom and have been an outstanding punter, I think 3-time All-Region. So congratulations to our, well, check that. I say our scholar of the game.
Yeah, this is James Platt, our punter of the game from South Aiken, and he is our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punter of the game. And we haven't seen a lot of punting.
And there was Judson Pickett, our punter, and from Richmond Academy. There he is.
And there he is, Judson Pickett, our punter of the game from Richmond Academy, averaging 38 yards a punt, long of 57, 7 inside the 20. Most impressively about Judson Pickett, a 1,400 on the SAT and a 4.3 GPA. Again, our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punter of the game.
Add them up.
Oh, my goodness.
If you add all, both times I took it, I made a 1,400.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about me. And our punter of the game for Team South Carolina, James Platt from South Aiken, averaging 32 yards a kick, a long of 61, hit 8 inside the 20, but he had an 80-yarder
today,
earlier in this game.
And he booms this one into the wind.
Again, that wind coming from right to left on your screen. This is Kirk Smith out of Grovetown. And again, you mentioned Simeon Barrow from Grovetown. Kirk Smith, another senior from Grovetown, as a flag comes in. Can't underestimate what this senior class did for that Grovetown program to really build a foundation there.
Oh, absolutely. Last year helped guide them to their first region title. And on any given night, especially going up against that defense, you're going to have a test on your hands. And speaking of punters, Kirk Smith was also Grovetown's punter. Played wide receiver, defensive back, punter, did a little bit of everything. Very versatile athlete, Kirk Smith.
Well, Georgia will be going in reverse after the penalty to start this drive. It'll be back at the 16-yard line.
See who they bring in at quarterback. Looks like it's going to be Donovan Anthony, the Army signee, and
21-yard touchdown pass to give Team Georgia its first touchdown of the game.
And Leon McGee will be the running back behind him. Both Hawkins and Williams had over 40 yards rushing in the first half. And that's going to be,
oh my goodness,
movement on Shamarcus Poole, the wide receiver.
On the offense.
False start against the offense.
Yard penalty. Replay it down.
So an inauspicious beginning to the third quarter for the Georgia offense.
To the 11.
If you're getting confused looking at some of the Team Georgia helmets, it's because tradition here in this game, the kids like to take the decals from the other teams. So some teams might have a couple of different logos on their helmet rather than just the team they play for.
On 1st and 15, Anthony will be hit from behind and taken down at the 13.
And getting him from behind was Deshaun Watson. Flying in there, though, for Team South Carolina was Donovan Bush, number 29, and made him cut into the middle. And when he did, that was Deshaun Watson was right there. Those are two really good linebackers. There's number 29, Donovan Bush, and number 3, Deshaun Watson, two great linebackers. There's a look at the various logos you'll see on the helmets there.
Reminds me of the old college football all-star games. You'd know who was playing for whom. Here is McGee back into the game.
Watson's right there again.
Again, it's Deshaun Watson. Let's get you down to the field in another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're on the field with our friends from SC Works, Andre and Sally. And really quick, for folks that don't know, what exactly is SC Works?
Well, SC Works is the reemployment arm of workforce development across the state of South Carolina. In region, we cover Aiken, Allendale, Baker, Orangeburg, and Calhoun County. And we have an SC Work Center in all of those counties for employers, job seekers.
Okay. And I'm sure with a lot of folks that you deal with, you certainly have some bright spots in there. Tally, do you have one that really stands out to you of a good success story?
We have a lot, but one in particular, we do a lot of on-the-job training for individuals, which helps the employer as well as that person. And recently we had a gentleman that was making $9 an hour. We placed him on a job, training him, making $19 an hour. It's life-changing.
That certainly is. That's quite a jump there. Again, SC Works, check them out. What's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it to come by? Is it to go to the website?
Well, it's to go to SC Works Center, and you can find the one in your area by going to scworks.org, or you can go to our actual website, which is Lower Savannah WDA.org.
Excellent. SC Works, definitely check them out if you know some folks that need to get a job. Andre and Sally, thank you guys. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Matt, and our thanks to Andre and Sally and SC Works and all of our wonderful sponsors for helping make Border Bowl possible. Judson Pickett kicks it away for Team Georgia after a good defensive stand for Team South Carolina. They need stops, and they got one to start this third quarter.
Absolutely, yeah, they needed one to down 10, and still plenty of time left, but you definitely didn't want Georgia getting more points on the board, so a good stop and good field position as well for Team South Carolina.
Team Georgia leads 20-10. Team South Carolina on the move.
Oh. James and Jada have been together so long, they're practically the same. Until now.
We have 2 Sprites?
Actually, I'll have a McCafe iced caramel macchiato.
Ooh, I like the new you.
Pair a McDonald's double cheeseburger, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, or our new hot and spicy McChicken with medium fries for just $3. Finally, a value menu that values your choice.
You can buy your next vehicle at Augusta Auto Auction, just like the dealers. Augusta Auto Auction has sales every Thursday night, and the public is welcome. Pick from over 100 cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, motorcycles, boats, and RVs. You'll save money and find yourself a great deal. Every Thursday night at Augusta Auto Auction, just off the Aiken-Augusta Highway in North Augusta, behind Greg's Gas Plus. Visit us online at AugustaAutoAuction.com.
Welcome back to Border Bowl 7. 6:16 left here in the third quarter. Team Georgia up 20-10. You guys trying to win this game for the first time in 4 years. Simeon Barrow, the Grovetown defensive end, going to Michigan State. You've blocked a punt, and then you were on the offensive line for a touchdown. What's it been like playing in this game?
I mean, first of all, go green. Second of all, easy peasy because Georgia is the best, all right? That's all I got to say.
All right, you guys need a big stop right here. What have you noticed? South Carolina's been trying to air it out against you guys. What does it take to get after those quarterbacks?
Well, we just got to get off on the ball quick because they're trying to get the ball off quick because the D-line is wrecking the O-line. So all we got to do is just got to play fast and physical.
All right, I'll let you get that go green in there. Get back out there. Good luck. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan, thanks. And if you get it second, grab an autograph from him because we're going to probably be asking for one in 3 or 4 years when he's playing on Sundays. So Team South Carolina sets up from its own 30-yard line, and it'll be Hill on the carry from Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, big possession for South Carolina. You know, down 10, they got Harris in there, Jaquan Harris. He can run it, but he also can throw the football. See if they continue to try and go to Creech and Sanders. Those have been their 2 go-to guys, really. We haven't seen much of Sullivan since early in the game. They've kind of gone with Hill for the most part at running back.
And Jaquan Harris, his Strom Thurmond teammate, is back in at quarterback.
And they've also got his receiver to his right.
It'll be Hill with a hole. And a close to a first down to the 39-yard line.
Arneman and Jenkins in there on the tackle. And the receiver.
Spotted 3 yards shy and bring up a big third down. Again, you can hear that wind just whipping our field mics.
Jay Baker, the receiver we're talking about. But the Jaquan Harris, you know, he took over as a sophomore, as a starter. 3-year starter at quarterback. That's something you don't see that often. He and Noah Bell both multiple-year starters.
And he is going to be dragged down by Keon Davis from Swainsboro. Flagged down, though, and Nathan tells us he believes it's a horse collar.
Second big play from the young man from Swainsboro. This one does result in a penalty, it looks like.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
So wipe out the sack. that will, instead of being a punting situation for Team South Carolina, give them a big first down all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, before that play, I was mentioning he took over as a sophomore quarterback. The player he replaced was Tyrese Nick, and remember Tyrese Nick put on a show here in this Border Bowl when he was a senior. Harris trying to follow suit.
Harris on the run, and an open field tackle made by John Arneman from Lakeside, who has had a pair of big plays in this game.
Yeah, Arneman coming through with a nice one there for sure.
And Harris dropped for no gain. Well, Arneman with an impressive senior season for Lakeside. And you were saying what Steve Hibbett speaks very highly
about him. I've been dealing with coaches for years, and you won't find a coach rave about a player more than Hibbett's raves about that young man in the middle linebacking spot, John Arneman.
Switch at QB. Back to Craig Pender out of Barnwell. And down he goes, back at the 35-yard line.
Now Simeon Barrow involved again, he and Williams, and Barrow said the defensive line was wrecking the offensive line. I was wondering if that was necessarily true, kind of thinking back, but boy, on this series it looks that way. Watch this. Watch the surge from the red jerseys there. And oh man, he did a great job. Barrow just throwing the offensive lineman off. He was being blocked by Caleb Eichelberger, who's 6'7", about 295, and he just threw him off with a left hand.
3rd and 20.
See what Pender can do here.
And they'll try to set up a bit of a screen here for Creech. Creech still on his feet. Dalion Creech!
Are you kidding me?
Into Georgia territory. All the way to the 25-yard line, a 40-yard pickup.
Ridge Johnson finally makes the tackle, and there's a flag down at the end of the play. I think we're going to have a personal foul call, but how did he break the tackles on that one?
Wow.
Dalion Creech, what a game.
Check out the Stars and Strikes instant replay here.
It was 3rd and how long?
It was 3rd and 20.
After the play.
Oh, great block by Eichelberger after he got beat on a play, comes back with a nice block. Yeah, Nathan's pointing out his touchdown was a 3rd and 28 play, so it's 3rd and long.
Defense,
go to Creech.
go to play, first down. They were fighting.
And it was a personal foul against Team Georgia. Or offsetting penalties, I should say. Team Georgia with just 1 penalty in the first half.
Oh, and trust me, the officiating crew, I'm sure, heard about that from the coaching staff from South Carolina.
Yeah, Team South Carolina penalized 7 times in the first half.
Big play on 3rd and long. Wow, Dalion Creech putting on a show today.
Oh, back to Hill, and Hill is hit hard by Cosmos Kendrick, the big lineman out of Thompson.
First time we've been able to call his name tonight, and I'm glad we got to.
Great name.
Cosmos
Kendrick.
Just a great play.
38 tackles during the regular season for the Bulldogs, and drives Team South Carolina back 5.
Well, all they're doing is setting themselves up for a play to Creech. Go back a little further.
And I don't know if you noticed this, AB, but the sun
is starting to peak. It's head out here.
So if you didn't come here because you were worried about the weather, we have a great crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
People braved the showers we had before kickoff. On 2nd and 15, Pender got a good block. Now directing traffic, and coming back to get it is Keyshawn Williams from Batesburg-Leesville.
Eichelberger did a good job. Like I said, we highlighted him for getting beat on a play, and he's come back with 2 good plays. Watch him, top left side of your screen, staying with his block, and that allows Pender to complete that pass. Also, the receiver did a good job coming back to his quarterback.
Pickup of 8 on the play, so bring up 3rd and 7. Eichelberger is a big man, 6'7", 305.
Yeah.
Inside, Ferguson.
Now it looks like Coach Thomas wants to talk it over.
Well, Team South Carolina would love some points right here. Field goal will be okay. That touchdown obviously would be great. Down 10 late in the 3rd quarter.
Well, among our wonderful sponsors that we have every week on Game Night Live, and of course for Border Bowl, McDonald's. And this year they're featuring the Spicy Barbecue Chicken. Features 2 new products for guests who want a little more spice in their life. The Spicy Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and the Spicy Barbecue Chicken Tenders. They come with a Southwest-inspired sauce with a hint of jalapeno. The McDonald's Spicy Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Spicy Barbecue Chicken Tenders at McDonald's, AB. I'm loving it.
I am too.
Yeah. We, what game was it? The Evans game, I believe, where
they brought us a sack full.
Oh, man. And I can admit this because it's the final game for us this year. I didn't want to say it, but you guys had some chicken tenders, but then y'all left, and then there was a whole bag of sandwiches and tenders. It may or may not have made its way to my refrigerator, and I may or may not have eaten on it for the rest of that week.
I can't blame you. There's another screen to Creech.
Yeah, so we stopped short of 21 this time.
Yeah.
Pickup of a 1. That's going to bring up an interesting decision for Brian Thomas. Again, kicking into that wind on that end of the field.
Brown coming up to make the tackle from Lincoln County.
This would be a 39-yarder, and it looks like his Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment is going to result in him leaving the offense on the field on 4th and 5.
Well, and you got to think if they were going the opposite direction, they might be going for the field goal here, but with the wind in their face, they are going to go for it.
Need to get to the 15-yard line. And they're in trouble again. Makes one man miss. Going to run out of real estate. And it'll be Georgia football.
Yeah, just could not find anybody open. He had some time. Got in trouble, then scrambled. Yeah, I mean, you got to get rid of the football at some point. And here, he just couldn't find anybody. Yeah, just nobody open downfield.
Good pursuit. I believe that was Colby Ferguson, who did have, even though he started on offense earlier in this game, did also have 100 tackles on defense for Lincoln County this year.
Great football player. And that's what I'm saying. When you think about this roster, you don't, maybe his name doesn't come to mind first, but we're talking about a guy with over 100 tackles and 34 touchdowns. Just amazing.
Augusta Auto Auction sideline report time. This time, Brendan Robertson.
Brian Thomas, no hesitation when it was 4th down. As soon as that 3rd down play was over, he said, let's go for it. Meanwhile, Simeon Barrow just came over to me, gave me a wink, said, that's 2 sacks on that drive. Back to you.
I'm telling you, V-Robs, get us an autograph.
I love it. Yeah, Simeon, a good kid, too, in addition, obviously, being a great, great player. Michigan State's getting him a good one.
Well, Yeoman's back in at QB for Team Georgia.
It'll be fun watching up in the Big Ten, watching him and KJ Jenkins going to Purdue. They'll be going at it.
They're going to have to get used to the snow, though.
Yeah.
It's not 75 degrees in West Lafayette or East Lansing right now. As the clock continues to tick inside the final 30 seconds here. See if Team Georgia elects to run one more play. Looks like they will. Yeoman's going to pitch it out to McGee. And he breaks 1 tackle. About the 26-yard line, maybe about 3 yards shy. And I would imagine that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So a 7-yard gain for McGee is the final play of quarter number 3. And we have 12 minutes left to play in Border Bowl 7. Team Georgia leading Team South Carolina 20-10. Want to give credit where credit is due. It was actually A.J. Williams from Aquinas with that 7-yard run to end the 3rd quarter. Team Georgia with a 10-point lead and was about to face a 3rd and 3.
Replay it down.
We'll head in reverse.
Now, Team South Carolina outgained Team Georgia in that quarter 64-12, but did not manage to gain any ground in the on the scoreboard. Still trailing by 10 as Gooch comes to the game, the athlete from Westside High School at the top of your screen.
So 3rd and 8 now. Need to get to the 31-yard line. Team South Carolina needing another stop. Tried to set up a screen, and that's going to fall incomplete, and it'll be a kicking situation. Yeah, Williams didn't get a chance to get turned around.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more Hawkins as well as he started the game. You know, less than 10 carries. I think he's got about 7 carries in the game.
Time for our QBs by the quarter for quarter number 3, presented by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, Noah Bell, 8 of 11, 154 yards and a touchdown passing for Team South Carolina. He's also run the ball 3 times for 6 yards. Craig Pender, 7 of 9 for 73 yards. So combined, those two kids, 15 of 20 for 227 yards. For Team Georgia, Cade Yeomans, 5 of 6 passing, 56 yards. He's run for 14. Donovan Anthony's run for 24, and he is 1 of 2 passing. That one completion, a 21-yard touchdown. That's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware in Evans.
Well, South Carolina came after it, but still going to get great field position. In fact, will take over inside Georgia territory at the 49-yard line. So time once again for our Stump AB trivia question. You whiffed on the first one.
Am I going to go 0 for 2 at the Border Bowl?
On Game Night Live, we only do 1. It's a special game, so special occasion. We do 2 trivia questions for Border Bowl. Question number 2. On Team South Carolina, this is a tough one. I'm going to admit this is a tough one. On Team South Carolina, there is a player who is the 3rd member of his family to be selected for Border Bowl. Give you a minute to think about that as Team South Carolina takes over at the Georgia 49-yard line.
Am I allowed to look at the roster?
Sure.
Okay.
Knock yourself out. Quick one to Williams. We talked so much about Saluda winning its first state championship since 1963. Batesburg-Leesville actually beat Saluda 28-24 back on November the 1st. Second and 8. Noah Bell back in from Saluda. And he's got a man open at the 20-yard line.
Jay Baker.
It is Jay Baker from Strom Thurmond. Touchdown, South Carolina. 47 yards. Bell to Baker.
Had 12 touchdown catches in the regular season. And I'm sure he's pretty excited to have that one.
We got a ball game here.
Yeah, Baker had the big catch where he would have been down about the 1 or 2 yard line that was called back. So got ourselves a game. Noah Bell with another touchdown.
Platt to try to pull Team South Carolina within a field goal. (20-17). Somehow this game always does this to us in the 4th quarter. So let's catch our breath and get down to Matt Lane with an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're joined on the field by our friends from Stars and Strikes. Hannah Hicks, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Another excellent game. The rains held off, you were saying earlier. Do you really enjoy high school football?
I do. I'm from South Carolina, so of course I'm pulling for Team South Carolina.
I love it. Well, tell folks where Stars and Strikes is located and what exactly you guys offer.
So we are located at 3238 Rice Road. We offer a full restaurant, a full bar, the arcade, 24 bowling lanes, laser tag, bumper cars, and an escape room.
And I know the obvious busy times would be the weekends or whenever school's not in session, but I know you guys also do some daily specials.
We do. We have Unlimited Tuesday. It's $10.99 unlimited games or bowling, and then you can add bumper cars and laser tag onto that as well.
Very cool. Any certain promos or stuff coming up with the with different holidays soon approaching?
Yeah, so Martin Luther King Day is in a couple weeks, and we're doing for everyone that comes in and buys a game of bowling, you get a $5 arcade card, as well as laser tag is buy one, get one half off.
A terrific place. Been there for work, had our corporate party there, and then been there on my own, so I can definitely attest to great Stars and Strikes. Want to thank Hannah Hicks for joining us once again. Back to you, John.
I want to hear about some of those trips there on your own, Matt Lane, but
me too.
So Team Georgia lead cut now to 3, and a very dramatic 11 minutes and 4 seconds, AB, ahead of us, I would imagine.
Well, like I said, they always seem to come down to the wire. We've had so many good games in this contest over the years, and it looks like we've got another one here.
Donovan Anthony back in at quarterback, and this is the aforementioned Jerry Hawkins, the big man from Screven County, powering his way up the middle. I do want to mention about Jerry Hawkins. Gary Hawkins, he talked to me last night at our Border Bowl dinner. He wanted us to make a mention that he is playing this game for his dad, who could not be here today, who is hopefully tuning in on WJBF or on WJBF.com. But Pops, Gary is out here playing for you today and playing very well.
Well, he's running hard, that's for sure.
There he is again.
You just can't tackle him. The first guy's not going to get it. No. I mean, you know, Charles Hammond did everything right there. You just can't bring him down, you know, by yourself. You need help. I mean, get a look at those thighs right there.
Still picked up one.
That's big boy football. Rushed for over 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns. And the Augusta Chronicle Area Player of the Year for Georgia.
Well,
Region Player of the Year.
You mentioned you were surprised that he hadn't gotten more carries in that third quarter. This may be a case where Joel Ingram's just going to feed the beast, try to milk the clock. Here is Anthony, who a flag flies in. And Anthony's going to get up to the 36-yard line, but this looks to come back.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a holding call.
Holding
500-yard
on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay it down.
500-yard rusher for Washington Wilkes this season. So instead of 3rd and 2, it'll be 3rd and 7. Maybe 3rd and 10, all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
There's two big targets on the top of your screen there. Andrew Mays, 6'4", 205, 210, and then you got Eshawn Mays, who has a touchdown earlier in this game. Mays, 6'2", about 220, 6'3", in that range. Big targets for Donovan Anthony.
3rd and 13. Anthony just going to be eaten alive, and guess who? Deshaun Watson.
He is an outstanding football player. He is always around the ball. I mean, it doesn't matter where the play happens and where he's lined up. I mean, look where he wasn't even in the screen, and then all of a sudden he makes the play.
That was 3-on-3 violence right there.
And look at this. Team South Carolina is going to get the ball. They
How
should
about
get
that?
really good field position.
You come after it?
I don't know. Your offense is playing pretty good. Maybe you set up a return. He's punting into the wind already.
And Team South Carolina will let it roll at the 45-yard line. So the Georgia, or say the Carolina team, will take over at the 45-yard line, its own 45-yard line.
Judson Pickett, the punter there, also outstanding in the classroom. We mentioned a little earlier, Briggs Curse from Barnwell was our South Carolina scholar. Our Georgia scholar, 3-time all-region punter from Richmond Academy, outstanding kicker as well, Judson Pickett. Congratulations, our Georgia scholar of the game for Border Bowl 7.
Nathan handed me a note here. Deshaun Watson now with 6 tackles and 2 sacks today.
Yeah, he and Simeon Barrow are definitely standouts in this game. When you stand out in an all-star game, you're something special, and those two guys have done it today. And it looks like they're going to come back with Noah Bell, who has been one of the 2 real stars offensively in this game for Team South Carolina.
And going to give to Stanley Hill from Strom Thurmond for a couple. And for those of you who aren't regular viewers of Game Night Live, maybe but you're at your own game on Friday nights during the fall, we name our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game at the conclusion of each game. And a lot of nominees today. Deshaun Watson certainly in that mix. Dalian Creech, if Team South Carolina were to come back and win here. And Team Georgia, of course, Simeon Barrow has been a beast all day.
Yeah, Noah Bell also piling up numbers. Had that touchdown a moment ago. Now he's looking again.
The little David Green play. Oh, and what a grab! Kashawn Williams, are you kidding me?
What a catch. Wow. I got a feeling we're going to see that for years to come. Ridge Johnson's kind of clamoring with the official for an offensive pass interference, but what a play. Let's see if we can get that shot. What a catch. I believe we've got it right here. Yeah, Bell going downfield, and watch this catch.
Wow. 32 yards from Noah Bell to Keyshawn Williams, and Team South Carolina
on the offense
had the ball.
5 yard penalty.
As good as Creech has been, Noah Bell starting to say, wait a second, don't give out that offensive player of the year or player of the game just yet for our team. He's got over 200 yards passing now, a couple of touchdowns. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, was he the quarterback on the long one that was, he was the quarterback on the long one that was called back as well. He's now 11 of 14, wow. 235 yards and 2 scores.
Well, again, we said he puts up Joe Burrow-type numbers, and he's doing just that. Here he lowers his head and his shoulder and gets back inside the 20-yard line.
He's just a football player, man. I love his makeup. Outstanding talent. And he ran into a tough kid there, Ridge Johnson, the lacrosse signee for Notre Dame.
On the stop, number 31, Swainsboro's King Davis.
Team South Carolina trailed by 10 at the half, cut it to 7 on the last drive. And here's Noah Bell trying to pull his team from behind.
That was Jay Baker on the catch.
Picked up with about 3 or 4.
And keep in mind, Dallin Wright, who had 17 touchdown catches from Saluda, is not playing in the game today. That's his favorite target. So he's found Dalion Creech, Jay Baker, Jesse Sanders, other guys around the state of South Carolina. He's been, and look who's in on offense right now as one of the blockers, Deshaun Watson from Barnwell.
Interesting.
And Collier Sullivan is back in at running back.
And it is Sullivan getting the call.
Needed. Quarterback kept it.
Was Bell. Needed 2. It looks like they're going to mark him just short.
He faked it to Collier Sullivan and kind of just ran right behind him. And based on the spot, he might be just short.
Well, looks like we might have a measurement. So some TV time for the Chain Gang for the first time today. And a chance for us to remind you that we will be, again, picking our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. And that part of that ceremony will be our very own Brendan Robertson, who is down on the field right now for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Guys, I picked the right time to walk over to the Team South Carolina sideline. Right in front of me, I saw that Deshaun Watson hit on Donovan Anthony, immediately followed by that incredible catch from Keyshawn Williams to set up where they at right now. And we're going to grab one of those South Carolina players and have an interview for you coming up after the next commercial break. Back to you.
All right, Brendan, and they did measure, and indeed, South Carolina about an inch short. So Ken Nugent, one call, that's all moment for Brian Thomas, and he is going to leave the offense on the field. They would be kicking with the wind to tie, but you don't come to all-star games to tie.
Not at all.
Bell.
He's following Deshaun Watson and Jesse Sanders. And
it will be a first down.
Nathan just gave me an amazing stat. Team Georgia, was it 26 or 23?
9 offensive plays,
29 offensive plays?
9 offensive
plays.
9. Only 17 yards.
9 offensive plays for Team Georgia and 17 yards in the entire second half.
That's a halftime adjustment right there.
Team South Carolina is keeping the football away from them.
And they have it 1st and goal, down 3, 5 minutes to play. Bell will keep again and get thrown to the turf to Calvin Williams from Screven County again.
Wow, Calvin Williams. It's almost like he threw him underground.
Loss of a yard.
I mean, Noah Bell's a big quarterback, and watch this. Williams just says, no, sir. Whoa. John Arneman right there as well, but Williams with a big play. Team Georgia, trying to hold them to, trying to at least make them kick a field goal or get a turnover here. You don't want to give up that score the way the offense has struggled here in the second half.
2nd and goal from the 10. Bell wants to throw this time. Touchdown!
Dalian
Your man, Dalian Creech.
Second TD of the game. That's the one he dropped earlier. This time he holds on to it, and South Carolina is in the lead. That's the 3rd touchdown pass for Bell. 2 of them have gone to Dalian Creech.
Team South Carolina comes from 10 down to take a 4-point lead. Or I should say a 3-point lead with Platt on to try to make it a 4-point lead.
I mean, Noah Bell, all he does is win football games and score touchdowns. Good Lord, 153 in his high school career, 3rd most in South Carolina history.
Offside.
You talk about capping off a season and a career, John. You win a state title, you account for 6 touchdowns in the championship game. Then you come to Border Bowl, 3 touchdown passes, and you have your team leading, bringing them back from a 10-point halftime deficit.
You're going to be so proud of yourself if he wins the McDonald's offensive
Well, I'm
player.
talking about Noah Bell right now. But
That's
Creech,
true. Good point.
If Creech, hey, look, my prediction on Creech and Poole were good. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I think I'm going 0 for 2 in trivia, so I've got to cling to something.
Platt to put South Carolina up 4. And it is blocked! You can't return that in the All-Star game.
Hey.
And that was Tay Brown.
That keeps it a 3-point game.
From Lincoln County they've got in there. So, we got a finish for you folks. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. Your score, 23-20. Team South Carolina leads. Team Georgia with the football next.
Welcome back to what is building up to be a classic Border Bowl. Team South Carolina taking the lead up now, 23-20. And I'm here with Barnwell linebacker Deshaun Watson. You've been doing it all out there. Just laid a huge hit on Donovan Anthony. Then we see you on the offensive line over there. What's it been like playing in this game today?
It felt awesome. Just play hard and fast to get to the ball. The coach tell us all the time.
I saw your head coach, Dwayne Garrett's been leading, coordinating the defense over there. What have you guys been doing to attack this Team Georgia offense? Only 17 yards, I believe, on 9 plays in the second half.
Well, at halftime, he told us to play hard because we went physical. He said, start playing hard. We got it. Ready.
All right, you're going to make your decision in February. Some schools are going to be very lucky to land you. Good luck in the rest of the game.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, Brendan, 23-20. Boy, this game never disappoints, AB.
Well, that young man, Deshaun Watson, over the years of covering football, you won't find a better defensive player than that kid. Over 170 tackles this year. He's come out ready to play today, and he's given the ball back to the offense over and over again. Again, just 9 offensive plays for Team Georgia this half, and that's allowed quarterback Noah Bell to engineer a couple of nice scoring drives. And the numbers for Noah Bell and Dalian Creech. Noah Bell, 13 of 16 passing, 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dalian Creech, 10 catches, 188 yards. That would be a Border Bowl record, that 188, and 2 touchdowns.
So Georgia will be 80 yards away from it, and again, going into the wind if kicking a field goal to try and tie became part of the equation.
Yeah, they've got one of the best kickers in the state. However, he missed a field goal early and has missed an extra point, both going in this direction. So that would be big if Georgia's able to get a drive together and go for a field goal. There's still 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. Time to drive down the field. Donovan Anthony is in at quarterback.
And Gary Hawkins back with him out of Screven County in the backfield. And they get to Hawkins. And that's about the only way one person is going to bring Hawkins down.
Yeah, excellent job by David Neal. The difference, as well as Donovan Anthony and Cade Yeomans are as well as they played all year. The difference today in the game to me has been the quarterback play. Noah Bell has been outstanding, and really, for that matter, Craig Pender has been pretty good as well.
And South Carolina is going to do Georgia a favor.
Offside. On defense.
That'll set up
5 yard penalty.
Second down.
Replay it down.
Four, yeah. As Nathan, again, with the stat, they have not gotten a first down in this half. And you look at the first drive, remember how easily they were moving the football down the field. Team South Carolina has made adjustments, and that's what they're doing right now. You see them yelling instructions to their kids.
Trying to set up the screen for Kurt Smith, and just blown up by Joshua Pixley out of Strong Thurman. He's had a whale of a ball game.
He had a monster game on Game Night Live, remember? Return to interception for a touchdown, was our defensive player of the game when we were at Strom Thurmond, and there Pixley made a heck of a play because it looked like there was some running room for Kurt Smith there.
And he had 4 tackles in the first half, add another here. 3rd and 6, and a big third down for Team Georgia.
Huge play. Huge play in this game.
Anthony trying to draw him off.
Somebody's got to step up for Georgia.
It'll be Hawkins. He's going to be close. And it's going to be real close. They're going to go ahead and say first down. Boy, the official came in on the far side and spotted it right on the marker. But it's first down.
Well, that shows you the faith they have in Hawkins. 3rd and 6 with really the game on the line, and you run the ball. You know, they had the one pass play, the touchdown early. Other than that, they haven't been able to go downfield throwing the ball.
Well, that tells you that they figure he's going to get, 5 or 6 yards on every time he touches the ball.
Well, Hawkins is out. A.J. Williams is in. Team Georgia, just 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to get down the field here.
2 timeouts left.
They got a long way to go, though.
And the clock continues to run.
And really, the passing quarterback of the 2 would probably be Yeomans, and he's not in the game right now. They're going with Anthony.
Can Anthony, the Army commit, bring Georgia back? He'll use his legs, bounces off the first man, and will finally be gang tackled at the 34-yard line. Heck of an effort by Donovan Anthony. Now some pushing and shoving after the play. Stars and strikes replay.
Again, this is not your normal all-star game. These kids want to win, and the Team South Carolina kids seem to play with a little more of a chip on their shoulder than Georgia. And Team Georgia's starting to get that chip now that they've lost 3 in a row.
So Team Georgia takes a timeout to talk about it. It'll be 2nd and 5, and time for us to give you the answer to the Stump AB trivia question. AB, which member of Team South Carolina is the 3rd member of his family to be selected for Border Bowl?
Well, I came down to 3 players, Donovan Bush of Silver Bluff, and then 2 Strom Thurmond kids, Jaheim Mathis and Justin Williams. And I am going to go with Justin Williams of Strom Thurmond.
Nathan Edwards also says Williams. And the answer is
Butler.
Bayless Butler from South Aiken. I said that was a difficult one. His brother Tyshawn played in Border Bowl 5. His brother Trevon played in the first Border Bowl back in 2014.
Wow.
Tre'Vayus Butler had met his family last night at the dinner. They're very, very proud, as you can imagine.
I knew there was one other Williams from Strom Thurmond last year, but I didn't know if they were related. So.
0 for 2 today. I'm proud of myself.
0 for 2.
Let's get an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report real quick with Brendan Robertson.
Did I tell you about my sleeper?
Just talked to Team Georgia kicker Maddox Hankinson, asked him what his number was. He said 35, as in a 35-yard field goal, not the 35-yard line. Back to you.
There you go. So
all right, B-Robs.
With that win, this is a kid that made 3 from 42 and beyond this year, so that win playing a factor. That's cool. Took a hit from Watson.
Cool, and Watson is just all over the field for Team South Carolina.
It is like he just appears wherever the ball is. I mean, they run to the left, he's there. They throw to the right, he's there.
Got 4 on the play, so this is going to bring up yet another big third down. And at this point, with 97 seconds left, it's 2-down territory either way you slice it.
Yeah.
But
I tried Hawkins out there.
He's not in the ball game.
No offense to Williams. I mean, Williams is a Division I running back, but Hawkins is just such a big load there.
Anthony will try to do it himself, and he will. Flag down.
Oh, he's still on his feet.
And he's still on his feet, but I think it's going to be all for naught. We'll catch the call.
It's going to be on Dunkel.
Holding on the
Ian
offense.
Dunkel from Harlan.
10-yard penalty. Replay the down.
That's the second one on him. All right, to take that back, that's Stavely from Jefferson County. My apologies to Dunkel.
So instead of a big first down for Team Georgia, it will be 3rd and about 9 now. Again, 2-down territory, 86 seconds left. Now less than that. Anthony looking to the sideline for the play call. Line to make is the 41-yard line. Poole incomplete. 4th down, and it all comes down to this. Team South Carolina down 10 at the half. As Team Georgia calls its final timeout. South Carolina down 20-10 at the half and just absolutely shut down this Georgia offense in the 3rd quarter and so far in this 4th quarter. To score 13 unanswered in the 2nd half. And a 3-point lead with 63 seconds left to play. Don't forget our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. The debate is going on in our booth as we speak with so many great nominees. We'll have that for you after this. And don't forget, high school football still isn't over. For those of us here at WJBF News Channel 6, even after Border Bowl today, please join us for our All-CSRA Awards Show, our Football Friday Night Awards Show. That's coming your way live on WJBF on January the 29th. So mark your calendars, set your DVRs, or join us live. Brendan Robertson, Colin, Cody, AB and I will be there as we name our All-CSRA teams, our offensive and defensive players of the year, our coach of the year, and the all-area player of the year, our version of the Heisman Trophy. That's January 29th, but right now it is 4th and 11. Yeoman's back in from Swainsboro, trying to keep hope alive for Georgia. Got to get to the 41, throwing for it. Incomplete. There is a flag. Watch the flag.
I think it's going to be defensive holding.
Team Georgia believes it is on South Carolina. Big call coming up here. Here's Dominic Eubanks with the verdict.
Prior to the pass. Holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty. Result of the play will be a first down.
Another life for Georgia. Hope lives. And Team South Carolina, which thought it had this thing wrapped up now, has to buckle the chin strap with 52 seconds left. Georgia at its own 42-yard line. Yeomans, the quarterback from Swainsboro. McGee, the running back from Burke County. Yeomans will throw. He will complete. It is Kirk Smith from Grovetown into South Carolina territory at the 45-yard line. Clock runs or moves down to 46.3 seconds. It'll stop as they move the chains. Now it starts, and they'll spike it and stop the clock.
You can't spike out of a shotgun.
And you can't spike out of a shotgun, and that's going to be a grounding call against Yeomans.
Grounding.
Yeah.
On the offense.
Well, 5 yards isn't the end of the world
point,
in a position like this. They'd rather stop the clock.
You got to be up on the students.
While you've been doing the broadcast, John, thank you. There have been some stern
This
negotiations.
debate, I've watched this debate as I'm trying to watch the game.
On player of the game offensively for if South Carolina holds on, and I've even offered to chip in if we need to buy an extra trophy. Nathan said he'll chip in as well.
2nd and 15 from midfield. Screen for McGee. McGee with running room. Inside the 40, out of bounds. Clock stops at the 34-yard line.
Wow, what a finish.
36.8 seconds left. Georgia out of timeouts, 34 yards away from it. And remember, Brendan told us on the sidelines, anything longer than a 35-yard field goal, they probably not in the cards. Yeomans running. Out of bounds at the 32. Clock stops with 32. And a flag in late, another flag.
Needs to get to about the 18-yard line. Oh,
we do have a player hurt for Team South Carolina as well, shaken up a little bit. It was Trey Dean. He's back.
The penalty is on Team Georgia.
And here's the call.
Personal foul. Late hit on offense. 15-yard penalty.
Oh,
Replay
that's huge. They were really in the spot where all they needed was about 12, 13 yards and to give their kicker a chance. Now, add 15 to that. Yeah, he's out at the 32. They needed 14 more yards in there, and it'd be a 35-yarder.
That's going to end up costing them 20 yards.
Yeah, and it was a late hit, number 60 for Team Georgia.
Jabari Brooks.
Yeah. And that's tough because Joel Ingram, that's his guy
Yeah.
from Washington County. But look, you're just playing aggressive. You're trying to make a play for your team. And
Brooks, 6'3", 295, committed to Samford, but costly penalty here.
Yeah, one of the most decorated players in this game as far as awards in high school.
Yeomans tries to set something up for McGee, and he'll just be dragged out of bounds. And guess who, AB? You want to do the honors?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, another tackle.
Clock stops 26.4, and this crowd that was at a fever pitch as Team Georgia was driving is now sort of, the air has been let out of the balloon after that penalty. But it's not over yet. 26.4 seconds left. It is 3rd and 20. They need to get all the way to the 24-yard line for a first down. Yeomans directing traffic. And incomplete. And once again, it all comes down to this for Georgia. Can they keep hope alive, or will Team South Carolina seal a 4th straight Border Bowl win?
That's amazing, especially when you consider how close the games have been. They've all come down to the wire, but Team South Carolina has found that way. And in the second half, it was a combination of Noah Bell throwing the football and their defense getting quick stops and getting Team Georgia off the field. And they didn't have a first down in this half until this possession. And there you see Hankinson continuing to get loose.
Will he get a chance? They need to get to the 18-yard line for that to happen. This is it for Team Georgia. A final prayer, and Yeomans will be stripped. Team Georgia recovers. It does not matter. Team South Carolina, the comeback kids, make it 4 straight in the Border Bowl.
Charles Hammond stripped the football. Number 30, North Augusta standout. And Team Carolina will get the ball back.
9.1 seconds left, and South Carolina will line up in every football fan's favorite formation.
Well, this was a fantastic game.
Was it ever?
You had some great plays on both sides of the ball, both teams coming up with huge plays. I'm asking permission to give more awards.
So many deserving individuals. And again, we will try to narrow it down for you and award our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game.
And I think we've just gotten the go-ahead to go with co-winners. And it's deserved.
This is unprecedented.
It is. Me and Nathan might be buying a trophy, but that's okay. I don't mind. These two kids both deserve it. There's no way you leave one of them out. And you'll understand, folks, when we give out these stats, how do you leave one of the two out? Boy, the 3 stars showed up big time for Team South Carolina, the ones that will be winners today. And for Team Georgia, Simeon Barrow had a great game defensively, offensively. I thought Hawkins was really good at times. Williams was good at times. You had a nice touchdown grab from Eshawn Mays, but in the end, Team South Carolina a little too much.
That will do it. South Carolina, 4-peats, 4 straight championships of the Border Bowl. Today's final, South Carolina 23, Georgia 20.
Well, all the kids, despite all the heated play, they're now, of course, celebrating with one another.
The post-game show is coming your way after this. We will name our McDonald's offensive and defensive players, plural, maybe on both sides of the football. After this, we'll hear from the winning coaches and players. All coming up on the post-game show. Border Bowl 7 is in the books. South Carolina has done it once again, winning 23-20. The celebration is on. South Carolina enjoying its 4th straight Border Bowl championship. Thoughts on this one, AB?
Well, I thought, Team Georgia came out like on fire, running the football, looking like they were going to have their way. And Team South Carolina made the right adjustments, and the difference in the play was the quarterback play. Team South Carolina got great quarterback play from all 3 quarterbacks, in particular Noah Bell. Obviously, Dalion Creech was a standout, and then defensively, Deshaun Watson led the way, but Team South Carolina just stuffed things for Georgia in the second half. They just couldn't find any offense, and give South Carolina credit. They earned the win. It was a nice come-from-behind win. They were down 10 and only managed the only points of the second half with 2 Noah Bell touchdown passes.
And it played out the way most of us thought it might, with Team Georgia running the football a lot, Team South Carolina throwing it all over the yard, and that offense for Team South Carolina building a hole that Georgia could not dig itself out of with that run game. And with that brings us to our QBs by the quarter, our final one for the 2019-2020 season, brought to you once again by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, Craig Pender for Team South Carolina, 7 of 9 for 23 yards. Jaquan Harris, 1 of 1 for 3 yards. But the star was Noah Bell, Saluda standout and state champion, 13 of 16, 250 yards. 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 17 yards as well. For Team Georgia in a losing cause, Cade Yeomans 8 for 11 for 86 yards. Donovan Anthony 4 for 6 for 24 yards and a TD. He also ran for 26. That's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you all season by Culpeper Ace Hardware in Evans.
And, of course, we have they're playing for the paddle here, folks. For the 4th straight year, the paddle will reside in the state of South Carolina. That presentation is coming up. But first, we want to hand out our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. For that, back down to Brendan Robertson.
John, AB, it is reaching a fever pitch down here. For the 4th year in a row, Team South Carolina winning. And they did it as a team effort, but a couple standout events. We've got our friends from McDonald's here. We're going to present the defensive player of the game. I don't think there was any doubt. Deshaun Watson, come up here, young man. Our Border Bowl 7 defensive player of the game from Barnwell High School. Congratulations. What was it like out there? You made a ton of plays for both sides of the ball.
Oh, man, it felt awesome. I said, dang, I'm ready for Saturday. I'm ready to play.
Ready to play. All right, congratulations. Let's get your guys back in here. All right. Noah Bell. Dalion Creech coming in here, gentlemen, our co-offensive players of the game. We couldn't split it up. 13 of 15 passing for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 188 receiving yards. I think that's a Border Bowl record, 2 touchdowns. You guys put up 16 unanswered points, and we'll get your award. Co-offensive, we're going to have to get another one of those. What was it like to back down early?
Oh, it was great. I knew we could do it. We practiced our tails off, this week prior to this game. And, yeah, I mean, at the end of the game, our playmakers made plays, and Dalion Creech is an athlete, and he got done for us today.
It looked like they were going to you on the slant or anywhere else. What are you seeing out there to your coaches to tell them to get you the ball?
Same thing I've been saying at practice. That's just going out there and competing and stuff. I knew we was going to come out here and get the dub, of course. That's just something that we looked at all week.
All right, well, thanks to our friends at McDonald's. We'll get another award drawn up for you guys, and we will be right back and present the paddle to Team South Carolina.
You guys good?
Beds, I can now tell you that our co-offensive and defensive, the co-offensive players. Offensive players of the game from Team South Carolina, Saluda's quarterback, Noah Bell, was 13 of 16, 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. And wide receiver, Davion Creech, 10 receptions, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensive player of the game for McDonald's, number 3, Deshaun Watson, 7 tackles. Back down the field for the presentation of the battle.
All right, this game is known as the Battle for the Paddle, and for a 4th straight year, that paddle is headed home with South Carolina as they take care of Team Georgia for the 4th straight year, 23-20, and we're getting the players from South Carolina in position so that we can award. It's getting to be old hat for the South Carolina coaching side. These players, you know, change out every year, but some of these coaches are the same.
Man, bragging rights, boy. There's gonna be some trash talking going on.
That's a whole senior class. Even though these are all seniors, they have never known a year in which Georgia won the paddle. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the paddle presentation. The battle for the paddle won once again for a 4th straight year by South Carolina. Time to award that paddle and back down to the field, and Brendan Robertson.
All right, welcome back to Border Bowl 7, guys. John, AB, this might have been the best one we've ever had here at Lucy C. Laney Stadium. South Carolina comes with 16 unanswered points to win 23-20. North Augusta, the former North Augusta head coach Brian Thomas, getting it done out here with his guys at Border Bowl. And for the 4th year in a row, I won't waste any time, Coach, the paddle is staying with Team South Carolina. Coach, what was it like to come back and lead that team back to victory?
Hey, what a great group of kids. Great group of kids, man. They came back, they fought hard. We just talked at halftime rhythm of things, and great kids get a great job.
Your team shut it down in the second half. Lead to Dwayne Derrick, I saw some plays. What adjustments did you make?
Well, just had to slow down the run game a little bit, get them behind the chains where they couldn't just run the ball consistently. But coaching staff did a great job. What a great group of guys. Like I said, just a great week altogether.
Got to feel good for you personally, too. I know you love coaching, and I know you had a great week and a lot of fun this time with those kids.
Yeah, great time, no doubt.
We'll see you back on the sidelines again. On AB, I did my best. Back up to you guys.
And you did very well, Brendan. We appreciate you and Matt down on the sidelines for us today. And Colin, Cody, and Team South Carolina did its best as well. And for a 4th straight year, Border Bowl champions, AB.
Yeah, again, they made the quarterback Noah Bell. I told you he's the leader. He said exactly right. The big players made plays. You know, whether it was Davion Creech running after the catch. He did that so many times today. Of course, Deshaun Watson just all over the field. 8 tackles, 2 sacks. It was a team effort, but those 3 really shined today.
Well, and as if on cue, it is starting to get darker here at Laney Stadium. The clouds are rolling in. A credit to our WJBF Live Viper 6 weather team for getting it exactly right. George said it would not rain or not storm until after the game. Game's over. It can storm all at once, and we're getting everybody out of here in time to watch the NFL playoffs later on today. Before we go, though, I do want to say thank you to our entire crew and our sponsors as well, McDonald's, Johansson Sporting Goods, Stars and Strikes, Mercedes-Benz of Augusta, Coca-Cola, the Georgia National Guard, SC Works, Ken Nugent, Attorneys at Law, Augusta Auto Auctions, Wallace & Son, Outdoor Power Equipment, Farm Bureau of Georgia sponsoring our first downs, Culpeper Lumber Company, Ace Hardware, and the Greater Augusta Sports Council, without whom we could do none of this. No Game Night Live, Border Bowl. Thank you guys so much. We also want to thank our crew who have been out here working tirelessly this week and today to get everything ready. They do it every Friday night. They've done it today again for Border Bowl. Just to name a few, I don't want to leave anybody out, but Brendan Riccardi, our director, great job again this year. Josh Ricord on graphics, Mike Lebowkowski on replay, Jeff Singleton on the audio booth, all of our camera folks doing such a great job bringing you the pictures. Our coordinator of all things Border Bowl, Savannah Barron, cannot get out of here without mentioning her name. What a job she did this year. On the field today for us, of course, Brendan Robertson, Colin Cody, Matt Lane. Our statistician, Nathan Edwards. Nathan, another great year. Appreciate it. my broadcast partner, Ashley Brown.
Yes, sir.
Thank you once again as well. And again, we are not quite done with high school football. We have our Football Friday Night All CSRA Awards Show coming up for you Wednesday, live, January 29th at 7 p.m. right here on WJBF News Channel 6. And then after that, we will see you again in August for another year of Game Night Live. For now, once again, the final in Border Bowl 7. South Carolina 23, Georgia 20.